Yo, it's your boy Yosh Kid Neo, and we're back after technically, I guess, a 2 week hiatus for me. It was Christmas, so I was back at home. I got this lovely mug, the world's okayest DM. That's me, I guess. So, currently sipping some tea from that. But today should be a nice, easy session. Not too long, not too short. So, hope you enjoy. All right. So, last we left our heroes, our man Martin did a one-shot through Fair Gentleman, and you guys were finishing whatever preparations you were doing after Firo had told you about the oncoming gang war that's going to take Cragstorm. After you guys had conversed with Firo for a little bit, all of a sudden you guys were sort of ripped from this reality and put into a new one at the beck and call of, what color dragon was it, Martin?
Red.
Of an ancient red dragon. You're not really sure exactly how he was able to perform such a deed, but he did. So, I watched the video. But anyway, he had a task for you to go into some tomb that he could not fit in, which makes sense. He's a big-ass fucking dragon.
They would know that, what's her face, the conduit, summoned them.
Okay, then never mind.
If they were paying attention.
A conduit summoned you guys. Yeah, I don't know the extent to what they all remembered. I should probably have somebody else.
I'm not interrupting Brady, so keep going.
But anyway, you guys went and were sent to retrieve an item from this lost tomb and bring it back to the ancient red dragon, and that was your mission. So you went there. You had to fight quite a few little devil creatures. On the way, you ended up meeting some of your old comrades, such as, but not limited to, Frdraig, Sisige the Crimson, Innis Craft, the lovely, beautiful witch that she may be. Anyway, you guys spent a while... Yeah, and Shackle, who none of you have ever seen except for Adeline, so this was quite a pleasant treat, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, you guys ended up finding this amulet that, after trial and error, Jeff figured out how to use it, I think.
Roughly?
Yeah, roughly figured out how to use it. And then you guys went and decided to go kill some demons. Afterwards, you went and returned the amulet to the dragon, as promised. And I believe he turned himself into a really buff, naked dude. Is that right?
Yeah.
With that, he had the conjurer, his conduit, conjure up some neato magic items for you guys, and you guys were all like, oh my god, this is so cool. And you guys also found a backpack with an embroidered R on it, which didn't really have any significance to these to the dragon and the conduit, but they felt that you might be able to find out what it could be used for. So after that, they sent you back to the world of Boridil, and that is where we will begin. It is roughly 2 minutes before you guys were sucked into the other dimension. You guys are placed back. You guys are inside the tavern. Jeffrey's upstairs about to finish his spell to summon his spider. And you guys look as you guys warp back into existence, and everything seems the same. You notice that those items that you did have previously, for whatever reason, have vanished. The only thing that remains are the memories that you guys have of doing those things in Irithyll, as well as Adeline with a backpack with the embroidered R remains. And that is where we will begin our session. So Jeff, you're still upstairs right now, and you're about to finish your Summon Familiar spell.
Okay, chanting away.
Yeah.
Does that mean our
any
those abilities came back and all that?
Correct, yeah. So any HP that you lost, any abilities that you used, because you guys were still at full capacity when we last left. And yeah, if you have those items, you can't use them. You can keep them there because maybe they'll come back. Who knows? I haven't decided yet. but as of right now, you don't have them.
And what about all the gold and stuff I transmuted?
If you can remember and put it back, that would be lovely. And if not, then I will look at how much.
I will roughly.
I remember
Ballpark
everything
it.
being platinum. I do not know what you are talking about.
Yeah, every single piece of gold I had, copper and silver.
I'm almost, yeah. I know for a fact you did not have 37 platinum.
I think I think I gained about 19 or 20 platinum, so we'll put it like 21. So I think that's what it was at.
Yeah, throw it to 21 and then put your gold to 80. That'll be fine. Did anyone else partake in changing their money?
Negative, because I figured this scenario would happen, so I did not touch my money.
What about all the stuff I picked up off of them? Dead bodies.
Oh, all those things were in your bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
As you rummage through it, well, you're still chanting, but as you rummage through it, you would notice that they are, for whatever reason, vanished as well.
Okay.
But you still, Adeline still has that backpack with the embroidered R.
Okay.
I'll just hold it up, confused.
Where is Shadow? I forgot.
Shadow's chilling in the tavern with the rest of the crew. But Shadow, you kind of notice that everyone kind of looks off-put, as if something really strange had just happened. They're kind of looking at themselves. Because one moment they're just sitting there talking to Furo, the next moment they start looking at their arms and legs, and Adeline all of a sudden has this backpack that he's studying. Seemingly out of nowhere.
Adeline, where did you get this bag?
It was a gift? I'm not sure. Everything's fuzzy.
From who? I have not seen anyone give a bag.
I think it was a gift from God.
Yeah, that was weird. Also, how come all of us went, but not Shadow?
Ah!
Right, be right back.
Boof, boof.
Well, Shadow does not know. What do you mean went?
Okay,
Shadow
so
did not see any of you leave. You just... 1 minute we were talking about plans for the future, and the next minute, well, all of you looked very off-put.
So, using the sending stone, are we communicating? Jeff, are you allowed to talk during your ritual, or?
I'm not even sure.
He's concentrating.
All right.
am
Well,
concentrating.
at least to Dario and Adeline, like this wasn't just me, right?
yeah,
We
no.
were all in that weird wet realm together.
Yeah, there was a
I
dragon,
shared in those
other
experiences.
chick, a bunch of stuff. There were demons, and we saw some people that you recognized, and I didn't because I didn't bring it back.
Little fourth character there, but yeah.
Nope,
Huh.
didn't happen. It was just you. No, I'm just kidding.
Shadow does not remember any of this.
Well,
I think you are crazy, except for the bag.
apparently we were teleported to a different dimension by
We were
some beings that needed our assistance getting an amulet for them. And apparently it did happen since Adeline, Dario, and I are sharing these memories. And based on
Yeah.
the surroundings, it looks like time did not pass here. And we were put back where we were when we were taken.
I'll toss the bag to Shadow.
Shadow catches the bag. So what is this? And she's gonna like rummage through it very, very quickly.
Well, we're gonna have to wait for Brady to answer that one.
And she
It
finds
seems
nothing
seems to be the
because the
only thing
bag
that's
seems to be
stayed.
empty.
Does it though?
Why did you
does.
give me this?
She's gonna like just hold on to it.
It's mine now.
You want bag?
How big is this? Did he describe how big the bag was?
No, he didn't actually. It's roughly the size of a backpack.
I wanted to imagine that your character actually go into the backpack.
God, they just visited me. They said hi. It's at this point that a gentleman walks into the tavern. All praise him, Jesus, Lord be praised. I'm just joking, that doesn't happen.
What happened at the door?
Oh, it was a church trying to recruit me. I told them no.
Oh, okay.
They do that in apartment buildings?
Apparently now.
Man, so many people come here trying to
What's
sell
going
me shit.
Did
Like,
you
I
offer
really wish-
for them to join your D&D? Like, no, but
You guys
if
want to
wanna
play
join
D&D
my
right now?
session,
We're
I'll be
about to
here.
fight Satan. You know how funny that would be?
About to fight some angels, some celestials.
Yeah, we're actually about to kill a god if you want to see how that works.
Oh, is that what you were doing? I had you muted because I couldn't, because I couldn't hear anyone very well.
Oh, well. Anyway, where
Shadow's
were we?
playing with the bag right now.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're just holding it right now?
Shadow has gone all the way through it.
So as you open it, it's just an empty bag. You reach in it, hoping that maybe it's a bag of holding or something like that, but you're able to touch the bottom, and as you're scratching around, it feels like a normal, well-crafted bag. The only thing, it's got many different pockets, all of them empty, and the only thing that's different about this bag compared to any other backpack is that embroidered R. It is very well done. It's kind of used, it's made out of gold thread. But other than that, yeah, that's the only significance about this bag.
But Shadow does not suppose anyone else knows what this R is supposed to be for.
I wouldn't know.
I'm not aware of. I'm assuming his name started with an R, whoever owned it.
Could I attempt to see if
Robert.
there's like anything written on it that's magical?
Shadow throws the bag to you.
Yeah, you wouldn't, there's no, so as you're looking it over and such, you spend quite a bit of time studying it, but there doesn't seem to be any magical essence from it. You do remember Adeline saying that there was a faint magic aura, but since you guys have traversed back here, the aura has dissipated.
I said that?
You were supposed to. I don't,
Oh.
maybe Martin didn't read
Maybe,
off that
maybe
part.
Jeff was supposed to. He had the wand.
Yeah, I said that. I don't know.
Well,
You,
this
yeah,
bag
you
looks
should have
normal
felt,
to me.
yeah, when you got the bag, since it was somewhat magical in that plane of existence, you should have felt the tingling sensation that you do when you touch a magic item. We'll just
I relay
assume-
that information.
But now you don't feel that tingle.
Well, I can't find anything on this bag. And I'll, like, hand it back to Adeline.
I will just keep it. I'm going to use it as a bag for now.
Okay. Jeff, it's at this moment that you finish burning your incense and such, and your tiny little spider friend starts to crawl. Frederick starts to crawl up your arm and onto your shoulder.
I cackle maniacally and scream, "He's alive!"
Yeah, no man left behind. Good.
You guys hear from downstairs, very faintly, "He's alive," coming from upstairs. As it
Hell
is,
yeah.
it's still pretty, like everyone's talking in the tavern, but it's not like it's normal bustling, fun loudness that a tavern usually is. Everyone's pretty serious. You see people in the corner sharpening their weapons. You guys actually, Oswald, you would notice that off in the corner by the stairs, I guess we can, well, you notice in the corner by the stairs, you see Margaret, and she's got what looks to be like a traveler's blacksmith kit, and she's got a pile of weapons on the table, and you can see that they're mostly all silvered at this point, as she is currently pouring melted silver across some of the blades and wiping it smooth and allowing it to cool off.
Do I notice any unique blades, or are they just like standard?
They're all
issue,
the
basically?
standard short swords. There's a couple daggers, a couple long swords, a few maces. So nothing that pikes your interest, except for the fact that she is currently silvering their weapons.
Right, not to mention she's with the Martellos. Shows that she's with them at least. I'm assuming Firo's still around since,
Yeah,
you know,
Furo's
time for us kind of was instant, basically.
yeah, Furo's still talking to some folks about their game plan on how they're going to go through with wiping out the Caseros.
I'm gonna go approach Firo. Hey, Firo.
How you doing, pal?
The Grand Wizard Emiria,
Mm-hmm.
how much influence does she hold?
Well, being the strongest magic user in all of Cragstorm, I would say she holds a pretty good amount of influence. Now, the thing is, though, the way this new bureaucracy works, she doesn't have a seat on the council, so when it comes to changing things about this city, she doesn't really have too much of a say. She's more of an advisor at that point.
So she wouldn't be able to assist in having these families not kill each other?
You know, in all honesty, I'm sure she could do something to stop it, or at least put a halt to it, but she's just one person, you know?
Right. But with the seal I have, I was thinking perhaps I'd try to get an audience with her before this conflict happens. And
You
see
could
if she could-
definitely try, that's for sure, but I mean, in all honesty, we follow Montillo. He told us to attack at dawn, we attack at dawn, so
I almost knocked over my
Right,
juice.
but I don't follow Bertillo.
But as far as I know, she doesn't hold either allegiance to anybody except for the Barton family. And even then, I think it's a flimsy alliance. It's more all for the sake of Cragstorm as a whole. She doesn't care who runs it. She just cares as long as they do a good job. She's one of those for the people kind of folk, you know?
Well, I would
No.
assume if she's for the people, she wouldn't want the people slaughtering their other half.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, but more than likely she's not really too worried about what the families are up to, so unless one of us has told her and none of us have a way of contacting her, she probably has no clue what we're planning.
Well, I'll see if I can do anything to prevent the conflict from happening. And
Yeah,
like,
I
as
mean,
see
by
that
all
I-
means, do it, because I'm not really too fond of having to kill everybody. I would rather just take out Casero himself, but more than likely his men are going to be, you know, making sure that we don't do that. But the order came down. You heard it for yourself. Orders is orders.
I understand what you're doing, but I'll see what I can do. And as I say that, I'll like walk back to where I was.
All right. So you walk back, and then he turns around, and you can hear him talking to people. He's like, "Hey, go make sure those guys are all posted up where they need to go. You get some of those weapons out to the men out there." And you see a couple of the thugs go and grab a couple silver weapons, as much as they can hold, probably about like 4 or 5 blades each, as to not drop them or make too much commotion. And then they walk outside of the tavern, and Jeff walks downstairs, and you guys see his little spider on his shoulder.
Hello, everyone.
Jeff.
So,
Hey.
Oswald had a plan to use the spider, and I want to make sure we're all on the same page here. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but we are all planning to go back to the scene of the alchemy explosion shop, right?
Sure.
And we don't know what we're going to find there. And I'm going to warg into the spider so I can go down the tunnels or the pipes in the area and to see if it leads anywhere. I'll look over to Shadow and ask, could you make sure that we aren't followed, or if anyone is following us, just kind of stealth around us, maybe go invisible with Dario, and just keep an eye out, okay?
Shadow will do best to scout.
Okay. Then I look over to Oswald and say, could you watch over my body while I warg into the spider?
Well, I was thinking perhaps
Yes.
we could split. Because
Okay.
I have a seal from Sicey that would allow me to visit this Grand Wizard.
Okay.
I don't
that
know
works
how
too.
well it would work out, but I was thinking maybe we could try to convince her, or let her know that the Martellos are about to wipe out the Cicero.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not really too keen on killing half the city myself, so
Yeah.
yeah, go for it. Also, think to him, mention nature. That might, gain her trust somehow.
Should someone go with him, or should the rest of us stay in a group?
Um, you want to do this alone, or Oswald, or no?
I don't, I don't know of any danger there would be going to the capital and speak to the Grand Wizard, but
I-
if someone does go with me, it just need to be one person then, while the rest do the investigating.
Yeah, I'm tied up with the investigation, so I can't go. So anyone, if you like to.
I guess since I brought it up, I can go with Oswald.
You don't have to force yourself. I can go alone. If anything, the investigation at that house would more than likely be more dangerous than me going to the
That is
Grand
true.
Wizard.
All right, take care. I'm gonna go with the rest of the group.
Is Firo also there?
Yeah, he is. But real quick,
Okay.
Jeff and Oswald both roll a d20 just straight. We'll
D20.
determine which of your actions we do first that way.
Okay.
A 3.
Well,
Come on, 1.
Come on. Oh my god!
That's beautiful.
well, I guess.
All right. So we'll
I
do
demand a reroll since you
This,
forced it to be one. No, not really.
this is what we're here for, people.
We're always here for the natural ones. They're my favorite, Natural 20s
Yeah.
are cool and flashy, but natural 1s are hilarious.
Well, everyone wants to see someone else get fucked. I mean, come on.
I guess that's true. All right. So yeah, Furo's right there, Jeff.
Okay, so was he listening on what I was saying before?
No, he doesn't care what you guys are doing right now.
Oh, he doesn't want to come with us? Oh, okay. I go up to Firo and say, excuse me.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, so we're about to, I got my little spider friend here. I show him Frederick.
Very cool. I feel like I've squished him before.
Must have been a different spider.
Yeah, must be. There's thousands of them, huh?
Yeah. I just summoned this guy not too long ago, actually. So, I was going to use him to investigate the explosion site. Did you say you wanted to come with us?
I mean, I would, but that's in Casero territory. If I go there now, I'm probably a dead man.
Okay, that's correct. Well, me and some of the group is going to head out. Just want to let you know where we're going to be. Any advice on what to look for?
Well, I mean, more than likely you're not going to find anything in his shop. It's all blown
True.
to cinders, but whatever that pipe leads to, just, if you find out where that leads, maybe there's something down there, or maybe it's just, to the sewers where he took his shits,
Okay.
I would just make
Well-
sure you got some rags to clean that spider when it's done. I wouldn't touch that thing.
Oh, of course. Well, thank you for your help so far, Firo. I'm not sure if we're going to, find any trouble, but stay safe.
Well, you do the same. You're marching into, dangerous territory as of right now. And just remember, don't be on the wrong side of the conflict if you're not back. Sunrise,
understand.
everything goes to shit.
Is there any way to, for us to get, something that would identify us as,
My men pretty much know who all of you are, and you definitely stick out like a sore thumb compared to Casero's men, so we'll know.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Out of character. What time is it right now in the game?
8 p.m.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay. Well, I go
Roughly
over,
8 p.m.
I go over to Adeline and Shadow and say,
Dario?
Dario, and say, are you guys ready?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, we got
As
Frederick
many
here.
shadows there may be.
I introduce everyone to Frederick. This is Frederick, by the way. He'll be our escort. He waves a little spider hand at them.
Good afternoon. We're gonna have a good jump today on the EAC. Does everyone have their exit buddy?
I don't know what he's
Shadow
saying.
grabs
He's so
Dario.
cute, but I don't understand what he's saying.
Okay. So you guys all walk out of the tavern. As you walk out, Oswald takes the main path. Where's my... And he... Oh, man. Does Q not work any? Oh, it does. He walks this way and starts heading towards the palace gate while you guys
Boy, I
start
gotta do
making
it.
your way over to the alchemist's shop. So, let me get a perception check from Jeffrey, Adeline, Dario, and Shadow.
Perceptione, you say.
Boom.
Does Widow Spider get a perception check or no?
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
I hate my roll.
I see dead people.
I mean,
Adeline
Actually-
sees suffering children
no,
and has the unbearable urge. Just kidding.
no.
You should have a spider token now, Jeff, as well.
Yeah, I see it, but it doesn't really
Adeline's
have...
very conflicted
doesn't
on
have
his role in the world
perception.
right now.
would
Okay,
have to
then
be-
it would be just a straight D20.
Yeah.
Adeline's very what?
Conflicted on his role in the world.
Is that so?
The past couple days,
Especially
have-
after meeting him in another dimension, what I thought was my god.
Thought.
Yeah.
So has Adeline changed his mind?
Well,
It's complicated.
Okay.
we did learn
Hashtag.
they were creatures.
All right, so at this point, you guys are walking through the streets of the Casero area, and on the edge of it, you see a bunch of Martillo's men. They're kind of casing the area, making sure no one's like trying to sneak off from the Casero estate. The guards you see. Normally, you see quite a few guards in this area to try to keep the peace if the families break out into, a fight or anything like that. Except for this time, there are 0 guards. As you're walking towards the Casero area, you can see in the main part of the town, you see the guards and stuff. But once you get to the outskirts of Casero territory, all the guards are gone. There's just a few men all sort of huddled up on corners of houses, and they're kind of just keeping an eye on the place. As you get to where you start to cross over into Casero territory, you don't see anybody. You look around, all the houses the windows are dark. Some of the doors you can see are kind of barred up to where forced entry would be quite difficult, as if they are ready for whatever is about to come. You also notice on the streets there's quite a few like vermin. There's rats. They're still scurrying about, as there's no people to sort of keep them from being huddled away. There are also cats roaming the streets and the rooftops, sort of hunting these mice, but they're kind of just stalking their prey for now. It looks like the vermin feel like they're able to move about without being stepped on or hunted by anybody in the streets. And that is when you come up to the alchemist station, or his house as it used to be. The scene is still the same as the last time. Still some charred remains, all the rubble and stuff. No one has bothered to try to clean it up. And Jeffrey, you go up to the house and you walk inside to the main area, and you see the little pipe in the corner.
Before we do anything, I want to look at everybody and say, okay, well, we're here. Let's start my thing up. Shadow, could you turn invisible and scout out the area so make sure no one's going to sneak up on us?
Sure. Dario, do you want to help?
I will roll stealth and do stuff, I guess.
Do you
Is
want
that how
to be
it-
invisible?
Oh yeah, sure, I can do that.
Shadow will cast invisibility at 3rd level
Okie dokie. And
for
you're
Shadow
casting it on
and
you and
Dario.
Dario. Okay.
And I want to say, so I watch them disappear, and I say, are you guys still there?
No.
Okay. But just to make sure we're on the same page, try not to engage them. If anyone does come approach us, try to stay stealthed and don't do anything unless they act first. But don't let them get
Okay.
close either.
Don't worry, I won't let anything. I will be. I will be watching your back. I don't want anything to happen to you guys.
Okay.
You guys. It's been a wild week, but yeah, you guys.
So Bill,
Okay.
as Adeline is standing there watching Shadow cast his spell and casting it on Dario, and Jeff is talking to them, you're kind of just standing there looking around just to keep an eye on things, and you notice
Observing all the people on the
that
streets.
pretty much every single rooftop there's a cat, and each cat is looking in y'all's direction.
Oh no.
Like a
Oh, he
tabaxi
notices
cat
this.
or just
Not
a
a
regular
just a
cat?
regular like house cat, and they're all kind of looking. You can see the closest one. You see its yellow eyes, and they're just peering at you. All of them are kind of sitting there, not in a very like they're just kind of observing, seeing what you're doing, and they're all wagging their tails. You can see them flick behind them. Some of the cats are grooming themselves, but they've noticed that you guys are in this area and walking about, and they seem to probably have smelt something on you or just have a particular curiosity about why you're here.
Interesting. Are there any close enough for me to give a ration to?
There would be, like, I mean, they're on top of the roofs, which are like 30 feet high for most of
So
them.
no. Okay.
So you could like toss one up there, maybe.
Sure, I will toss one of my rations. I assume that just means like bread and cheese.
Yeah. So
Also-
you take some of your rations and you toss it up. All the cats kind of follow it, and it lands in front of one cat, and it kind of sits there and it sniffs it and starts to take a little bit of a nibble. And then it continues to look at you guys.
That's exactly what my cat would do. All right.
It smells like my cat.
I am wary of the cats.
Should we be informed of this? Are the rest of us informed of this, or what's happening?
As of
Nope.
right now, no.
Just Bill. Just Bill.
Nope, I'm just, and I'm not going to really bring it up either. Everyone's going to be watching them though.
I look over at Adeline and say, just looks like you and me here. Mr. Paladin, could you be so kind to watch my body?
Of course, I will cover it while you are away mentally.
Okay. And just let me know if anything's happening out there, okay? Just think to me.
I will think to you if something even more peculiar shows up.
Okay. And then I take out Frederick and put him on the ground and say, well, here we go, buddy. And I warg into him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you warg into Frederick, and you look through his like 8 different eyes that he has. You've gotten used to being in the spider form, being able to see everything. You start to crawl towards the pipe, and luckily Frederick.
Before this, I want to put a spider web down, like kind of like a line going from me to the entrance of the pipe, in case like something
Yeah, easy
disturbs
enough.
it.
So
I can feel
Frederick starts to shit out some spider string onto your lap, and I'm just joking. I don't think they really shit it, but he puts some webbing onto your foot, and then he starts to go down into the pipe. As you go down to the pipe, it sort of descends about 10 feet, and then it flattens out horizontally, and he starts to go. It's quite a small pipe. The rat that Oswald said went down here was probably a really tiny rat compared to like a normal rat or a giant rat. You could see how a regular rat could fit down here probably, but a giant rat would be too big to fit in this diameter of a pipe.
Okay.
So it's definitely a sewage pipe from what you're gathering.
I would like to be upside down in the pipe.
Okay, so you climb onto the ceiling, and a good thing you did, because here comes a suspicious liquid puddle as you continue down this pipe. But you continue down the pipe for probably about 15 feet or so before it drops down again, this time at an angle. So you start going down, and it's about a 5-foot angle before there's an opening, and as your spider comes out, you are in the sewer.
Okay. What do I see inside the sewer?
Let me have Shadow and Dario roll a perception check, as well as Adeline again. and then have the spider roll a d20. Okay.
Wow.
I'm a little too fixated on the cats, apparently.
Yeah, so Bill,
Okay.
Adeline's looking at these cats, making sure they're not doing anything suspicious, but they're all kind of just watching you and grooming themselves. Shadow, you're looking around. You're more concerned about what's on the ground level. You haven't really looked up, but you keep on darting from alleyway to alleyway, and no one's really there. You do see some movement in some of the houses, like just a faint bit of glow coming from the moonlight as it hits what looks to be maybe someone's armor. So you know that some of these folks are probably inside watching you guys, inside these houses. They don't really show themselves enough, but you catch a glimmer of light of a shine as the moonlight hits something shiny. Dario, you are looking all around and you see these cats and you start to realize, oh shit, all these cats are looking at us. What the fuck? And then you also see in the windows, you see a couple different folks as they peer through to see what you guys are doing. But since you guys are kind of just chilling, and when I say you guys, I mean Adeline and Jeff, because they don't see you guys as of right now since you're invisible. But they keep peering out and seeing what they're up to. But they don't seem to be... They're suspicious looking, but they don't seem to be willing to go and see what's going on as of right now. So they're just keeping an eye. But you guys know you're being watched by someone or something. You just don't know what. As for the spider, as the spider comes out of that sewer pipe, let's see. Let me bring you guys here.
Are we going to the pipe?
Yeah.
Oh.
Spider has dark vision 60 feet,
30 feet.
30 feet. So the spider comes out right about here. I'll actually just put your little spider token there. That'll make it easier.
Okay, I finally found where here was.
Yeah.
I'm still looking.
It's
Top
on
right
the right,
corner.
yeah, top right.
then
So that was a little bit difficult.
How many feet am I away from my body?
Right now you're only probably about 40 feet away. Given
Okay.
you've gone underground about 15, 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And you've gone away about 20 feet as well, so.
Okay.
And can you see my ping?
Yes.
Okay, so right about here is where your body would be on the surface, since you went down horizontal and then diagonal, and then it popped you out right here.
Okay. Am I still doing stuff? Is it?
Yeah,
wait for me?
you're up.
Okay. I'd like to stealth as a spider.
Okay, it's simple enough. There's running water in the sewers. Spiders don't make really big footsteps, and it's really tiny. And as you're looking around and stuff with your spider, you see a couple different rats, a lot larger than normal rats. There's a few of them that have like blisters and boils on them. They look like they're afflicted with some sort of disease, maybe. They don't look very friendly either. You see their eyes are kind of red with a sort of craze. They're over here.
Okay.
As you're looking towards the north side of the map, you see just running water falling into these larger drain holes. And more than likely, those lead to just big old pipes that lead to the river.
Okay.
But you also do see two entrances right here.
Okay. I want to tell my spider to stay in the pipe, and I want to work back into my human self real fast.
All right.
And I want to
you're-
use the.
Yeah, so Frederick climbs back up into the pipe and sits there as you come back to your normal senses. Adeline's kind of standing there. He's got his glaive. He doesn't have it in like an aggressive stance, but he has it out and is kind of leaning on it as he's watching these cats.
I want to use my wand of magic detection and see what I can see in the house. Rubble.
All right, so you cast detect magic, and there's no auras of magic in this area.
in even leading into the pipe.
Even leading into the pipe.
Okay. I walk back into the spider,
All right.
and then I. So you said how far away is that? That's
Yeah,
I'd be
35.
like 75, 35 feet. And you said there's spider and there's rats right here.
Yeah, there's rats over here. If when your spider looks at them, the rats don't seem to be caring about you. There seems to be some sort of pile of rubbish that they're digging through, looking for food and such.
Okay. I want to climb on top of the ceiling in
All right.
the out of the pipe onto the sewer system,
All right.
and I want to stealthily go out above them.
Okay. So as you do that, you get right there. Let's make sure that we don't. And then 30 feet. What is 30 feet? Right there. And you look through and you see a little portcullis as well as another waterway. You can hear the rushing of water. And it looks like the current is going this way and then this way to another drain pipe, more than likely.
And then he said I have like. What's my max range?
Your max range is 100 for you to stay in. Right now, you're about, let's see, probably about 65 feet away at this location from your body.
Right here?
Correct.
Okay, so I want to go like right here.
You want to go to the edge of it pretty much?
Yeah.
Okay,
And just see down both hallways.
you're able to squeeze the spider through the portcullis. As you do that, you kind of glance at the rats, and they're kind of just digging through the rubbish and such. Nothing really going on there. This way, you see that's where the water's coming from, and it's kind of just a wall at the very end of that 30 feet. Like you can faintly see it, but you see a bunch of different smaller pipes, and they're all sort of draining periodically as people are pissing and shitting.
Delightful.
Yeah, and then you see another bit of water coming from this way and this way. You can't see beyond this part.
I want to go a little farther.
I think you're at your range.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're like right at the cusp of it, but you can
Okay.
get right there, and you would be able to see just a little bit more into this watery way. And then you would see more of this location, but it's just an extended like sewer.
Okay. I want to go back over here now.
All right. So the spider is still quite small, not making enough noise or racket to draw the attention of the rats. As your spider's going around, you start to see other little nests of spiders periodically throughout the sewer. So it's not strange for a little spider to be around. The creatures here probably don't give a shit that there's another little spider crawling around. But here you can see to that wall. And here you see, it looks broken on the map, but it's actually a door on the right side.
Right here?
Correct.
Okay. I want to go over here first. This would bring me closer to me, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Okay, I want to go down that way first.
Okay. So you go this way, and as you round the corner there, you see another little door, and you see a faint bit of light coming from under it.
Is it enough for me to get through?
Yeah.
I want to very carefully and stealthily wedge my face under the door.
All right. So you get off of the ceiling, and you start to move your way under the door. And you come up into a little room with a gentleman. And he's kind of walking around. He's got different vials of liquid in his hands. As you look at him, this is the alchemist that you delivered the package to. And he looks fine.
What can I see from the room?
You see a bunch of different beakers, all of them containing strange-looking liquids. The beaker that Oswald had shown you was a green liquid, and there are a few of them that are full to the brim with this greenish liquid. He has a workstation that has a bunch of different alchemic supplies for making potions. He's got a little cauldron over here that's currently bubbling as he's brewing something.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear him, it's almost perfected.
I want to sip out of the. I want to just kind of be close to the door, just enough to listen, but not to be in eyesight.
Okay, yeah, so you would be able to sit under the door easy. He's not paying attention to his surroundings as much as he is pacing the room, waiting for this cauldron to bubble
Okay.
or get to where it needs to be.
I want to think back. Can I still think to everybody in my spider form?
I would say no, not in spider
Okay.
form.
I want to work real fast.
Well, actually,
then.
hold on. Send
Say what?
send the familiar spell to the chat real quick.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm pretty sure your speech and your feelings are gone, but you can still probably speak out of your normal body. And if that's the case, then I would allow you to, let's see, communicate, see through. You're deaf and blind. Yeah, so you would be able to still talk and like pretty much tell Adeline as well as use your sending stones to tell the rest of your group what you're seeing right now. You don't have to work back and forth to comprehend what you're seeing.
I tell everyone that I see the man that I was sent to kill, the alchemist. He's still alive down here in the tunnels. He's not really dead. And he's also brewing a potion, he says, almost complete. So, real fast, I can either polymorph... No, I can't polymorphic acid, can I? Because that's also concentration. Is it concentration to keep the spell up? Find familiar? Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be able to concentrate. Okay. I think to everybody. So he's down here, definitely. I can try and mess with his concoction or keep exploring. What would you guys rather
Try
me
to
do?
find a way for us to get down there,
Okay.
or try to find the way that he got down there, and we can find that.
Okay. So Brady, I'd like to go inspect this other door over here.
Can
The
you
other
tell
side.
Shadow exactly how far the room is? In what direction?
How would I do that, Brady? So I'm not really sure where I am in comparison.
So your body, from what you can tell, is probably about right where my ping is.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see my?
Yeah, I can see that.
Cool. So right about this area is where your body is, or no,
No.
that's where the pipe is. Your body is right next to the pipe, and you know that the pipe goes down this way. So from your body, it is about 15 feet over, which is in another building. And then you know that it's about 15, 20 feet down to get to the ceiling of this room.
Okay. I relay that it's 15 feet in across it, into another building, and then he's 15, 20 feet down in the ground. I see a little door here leading from the pipe I just entered. And it's another door on the other side of this pipe. I can try and see if they connect, but maybe try go around to these houses right next to this house, this blown up house. Okay, I would just keep searching those. If you can.
Out of character, really quick.
Yeah.
Exactly how many cats are around us?
A lot.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. I would say probably you would guesstimate around 10 at least that you can see, like on the roof of the buildings, like staring at you. But more than likely, if there's that many, there's probably more that are hiding in various barrels and crates that are littered throughout the town.
Okay. And how many houses am I able to see that people are like peering out of them and
You've
eyeing us?
noticed probably about 2 houses that people peer out the windows periodically to see what Adeline and Jeff are up to. But since they're kind of just sitting there, they don't really pay no mind as they're not being aggressive, so they have no reason to confront them. They're suspicious, and they're making sure they're not doing anything. But since they're kind of just standing there, they're like, okay, whatever. These guys are just kind of chilling.
I think to the rest of the group, okay, so we know that there is a secret lab down there. Uh, it's possible that uh, it's possible that if we get close to wherever the actual entrance to this place is, we're in for a fight because he might have protectors. And in fact, I think there are eyes on us right now. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but get ready more than you already are, I guess.
Your spider notices this gentleman take out a plain beaker, and he goes over and puts a ladle into his cauldron and pours it in, and a greenish liquid pours into the vial. He holds it up, and it's kind of bubbling a little bit, almost like a fizzy drink in a way. And he looks, and now time to test. And he walks into beyond your sight.
I want to
to
go
a
in the
back
room.
area.
I want to go in the room above his cauldron,
All right.
like upside down.
Yeah, so you
above his
climb
cauldron.
in, you go above, and you kind of scroot right above his cauldron. And you can see he went into this little tunnel that dips to the right.
Is there anything around the cauldron, like hanging above it? I want to be up on the roof, on the ceiling.
Just various like ladles and stuff like that, spoons to sort of mix it. They're all made of metal.
Okay. I want to shock and grasp. I can do a touch spell. I want to shock and grasp the cauldron.
Okay, so you climb down, and your spider puts its tiny legs onto the cauldron, and you shocking grasp. And it's not hard to hit a cauldron when you're able to touch it, and it doesn't move. But you watch as the electricity come out from your spider's legs and starts to sort of surround the cauldron for a moment. You watch as the bubbling liquid bubbles a little bit more as the electricity makes a little extra heat and starts to make it fizz a little bit more. As the spell dissipates, though, it goes back to its normal fizziness. And you look, and there's a slight discoloration to it. Slight discoloration.
I want
Jeff.
to. Yes.
What are you looking at again?
I'm in a
Some
room. Yeah, I'm in a room that's close to the outside. I want to keep casting shock and grass. He's talking to me just repetitively,
Okay.
over and
Shadow's
over
gonna
again.
Go back to where Jeff's body is.
All right. So Shadow walks up, invisible, right next to Jeff.
I'm thinking. I'm messing with this guy's potion. I'm like 15 feet away and then 20 feet down. I'm trying to look for the entrance. I'm trying to disrupt this guy's potion as I repetitively keep casting shock and grasp on the thing.
You hear a smack coming from the hallway. Drink it, you fool!
Shadow's gonna use Jeff's directions and teleport down there with the vision door.
I think it might be more important to see what's happening with this person.
We don't know that's happening though.
You in spider form, because you can still talk and stuff. Your spider would have heard that smack, and would have heard the gentleman yell at somebody in this back room
I want to go
to
over
drink
there.
a potion. And then Shadow, you're trying to teleport into this room, right?
Yep.
So roll the D100.
I want to peer over the corner, upside
I
down.
can just simply do that since he knows about where the room is, right?
Let's see.
According to the dimension.
Oh yeah, by stating distance. Never mind. Yeah. So, with those directions, you would be able to pop into this room pretty simply,
Hell yes.
and you're still invisible. So you pop in, and you look around and you see all the beakers.
Oh shit, he's so big.
I think to add to him quickly, just pour everything into this potion.
Alright, Shadow's gonna pour everything into this potion.
And I'm going to get out of the way and look into the other room.
He's gonna shine easy.
Okay, so as your spider. So Shadow, it's easy enough for you to pour everything. You see other potions that are on the side of the room over here, as well as a couple that are still in the process of brewing, and you just grab them and start dumping them into the pot. The pot was probably about 3/4 full when you start pouring. And at this point, once you're done pouring all these other potions in, it almost comes completely to the lid. And it was a greenish color. Now it's kind of a sickly brown as everything is starting to coalesce and congeal and stuff. And the bubbling sort of intensifies. You're still invisible, and the spider is still doing his thing.
I think to Shadow quickly. Grab any papers or any potions that haven't been touched. Anything that's useful. I'm gonna investigate.
Shadow's gonna steal everything she can and shove it into her bag of holding.
All right. You can. Well, I'll tell you exactly what you find later.
Yes!
But for now, Jeff, you arrive to a door that is closed, and there's a little window in the middle of the door with 3 iron bars, and you can see a little bit in it. But you see the gentleman, and he's standing there with his arms crossed. The vial that he had is no longer in his possession, and he's staring towards the north, staring this way.
I would like to enter the room and get on the ceiling.
All right, so you crawl through the little windows and crawl up on the ceiling.
And
it's
look
when
into
you
that
look-
room.
As you look on the very far side, like you peer in, and you see a man drinking a vial of this greenish liquid, and he's doing it very slowly. And you see this alchemist, he's like, faster, hurry, I must see if it works. I must see. And then you see
going.
there are cages all along the north side of the room, and then there's a slightly larger cage on the southeastern part. Your spider looks around and sees a couple of common-looking folk, an old lady, and then your old friend Acta. Acta is not looking too good. She's got multiple bruises, scars. Her eye right now is bruised shut. Her clothes have been ripped. You can see claw marks as it has ripped through the cloth of her clothes. She's got multiple wounds that haven't completely healed yet, and she's kind of sitting in a corner. She looks like she's knocked out right now, and she's breathing very faintly.
Okay, I want to go into the room in the middle of the room towards Akka, and I want to tell Shadow that our friend's here, Akka's here, and the man that was the alchemist who I thought I blew up is testing some of that potion on this man here. Keep taking everything from that room, and just be careful. I might tell you to come in here so we can teleport Akka out soon.
Alright, continuing stealing.
So Shadow,
Having a great time.
go ahead and add 12 empty vials since you poured them all out. Do you literally want every little thing, including mundane? Like
Yes.
Okay. You can.
Bored.
I'll probably just write a list of all the mundane shit you get, but most notably, you get 2 books of notes from this gentleman. You get a scroll as well that is written in common that sort of shows different pictures and stuff of like the vial sort of filled. It shows a gentleman drinking the vial, and then it shows him transforming into a creature. It's kind of just an illustration of what this potion is supposed to do. But the 2 books, you just grab them and put them in. More than likely, these are his lab notes.
How many vials were there?
12. And then you'll gather various ingredients as well, but I'll write those out for you later.
Question, Brady. That door that the spider went through, that is right next to Shadow. How big is that door?
It's a normal, like door, like 5 feet wide.
Okay. I want to tell Shadow.
Doors are not normally 5 feet wide.
On this map, they are.
I want to get out. I want to come back towards him. Go back in the room,
Okay.
and I want to go here.
All right. So yeah, you tell them about the door and that your friend's there. As you're leaving, though, the gentleman, as you are starting to crawl on the ceiling, he finishes the drink and he throws the vial in his cell, and he's like, "There, you." And the gentleman finishes, "Happy? Yes." You watch this man as fur starts to cover his arms, and he starts to grow larger, and he turns into one of those werebears that you had fought earlier.
Okay.
I'll find the token and put it there.
Okay. I get into the room oh shit.
Oh god, it's huge.
I think to Shadow. Okay, he's. Well, hold on. I want to get into the room right where I'm at, and I want to relay what I just saw to Shadow.
Okay.
Point of detail: invisibility does go away whenever the person casts a spell.
Okay.
Although Dario is still invisible, it's just for the target.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
like myself.
Okay.
Oh.
So you're not invisible anymore. And Jeff, you saw the werebear
Yeah.
transform. He's a little smaller than the other werebear that you fought earlier. And you can hear the man, not as perfect as I'd like it to be, but it will do.
I tell Shadow, get out of the room. Get out of the room now.
You do hear the door open from the hallway.
Wait, in what way?
Get out. This over here. And go. Out. Shoot.
Okay. Shadow shoes.
And I tell her to investigate the other doorway.
So as Shadow is leaving, I need a stealth check
For me?
from Shadow.
For Shadow. Okay.
Spider is not of interest to anybody in
Right?
the sewers.
Damn it!
All right. And Shadow doesn't have lucky, correct?
No.
All right. So, as this man opens the door and closes it, and Jeff thinks to Shadow, get the fuck out quick, Shadow starts to rummage through her sack, putting everything, closing it up, and it's kind of loud. She goes over to the door and starts to jiggle the handle, and as she unlatches it, she sort of swings it open in a rush, and it smacks against the wall. Boom! And you can hear the alchemist, who's there? And he runs out as you close the door behind you and start running. And he opens the door. As you continue to go, you're able to make it probably about right here before he gets to the edge.
Okay.
And he looks down, and he can hear faint footsteps in the water, but the rushing water sort of echoes, so it's a little loud. I might have to hasten my plans after all. And then he walks back in, and he looks at the potion. This is not. He looks around.
Got him,
They
fam.
will pay whoever
Got
they are.
All of his shit's gone too.
Get Shrek, nerd.
I want.
Since I cannot test on these other subjects, might as well see how well this creature kills things. You watch
All right,
him.
I tell Shadow, get back in here, and I'm gonna go in the room. I'm gonna follow him.
All right, so you follow the gentleman. He opens the door, and you watch as he unlocks the cages of everybody. Okta is still knocked out, and the other people, he has a small dagger pulled out as well. He's like, try anything funny, and I will kill you instead.
I want to.
Then he walks back to where the werebear is, and he opens up the door and pushes it forward slightly.
Before he can do that, can I jump on him and bite him and jump on him and use a shock and grasp?
Yeah.
Okay. And at the same time, I think to Shadow, will I get in here as I drop on him and shock and grasp him?
Surprise, motherfucker.
All right.
All
So
right.
roll your shocking grasp real quick.
Shadow
All
is
right.
on way.
Shadow, you'll be right there for now.
Damn, those rolls, though.
So your spider jumps down and shocks him. He's ah! And as he does that, instead of just pushing it up and slightly, he slams open the door, and the bear stares at him with angry eyes, and he's like, ah. I need the spider and Shadow to roll initiative for me.
Oh, we're in there. Oh, we are so in there. Okay, I have to click, so it'll work properly.
Did I not have?
Oh, yes!
Okay. All right, so where you guys are at, Shadow, you can go ahead and go first. Actually, hold on. Yeah, you go
Okay.
first.
What was that?
Okay, Google. What's the weather tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Puna, it'll be sunny, with a high of 35 and a low of 13.
Excellent.
I don't
I like sunny weather.
Nice.
know how. 10, 20, so 30.
You can get to right here with your 30 feet of movement.
What do I see?
You see this closed door. On the other side, you can see the faint outskirts of the man's face through the little window. But other than that, it's just the closed door.
Sorry about this, Dario. And she casts invisibility again to turn herself invisible.
So as she casts invisibility, Shadow goes invisible. Dario, you are now seen, and you watch all these cats look at you as you pop out of
Sup,
nowhere.
pussies?
And you're sitting there looking up, and then when they all look at you, you're like, that's kind of weird. And you start to look down to see if something's there, and you see yourself, and you're like, ah, fuck. Is that Shadow's turn then?
Yes.
Okay. So
Shadow's gonna try to stay in the corner, I guess.
okay. So the werebear is going to go next, and he is going to use his claw attack against the alchemist dude. Let's see. Both of them will hit as he lunges forward and scrapes his claws across this man's chest. Let's see. What a cool feature. And the man, you see his clothes getting ripped as this bear just lunges at him through the cage and claws. Your spider is on his shoulder and go ahead, well no, and it's able to cling onto him just barely as he takes these blows.
He's
But
just flailing around.
Yeah, he starts to bleed pretty profusely from his chest. He looks around, and the three women that are in the other cells are like cowering into their into the corner of their cells. And as they scream, the werebear looks at them as well, and you can watch his foam starts to coalesce around his lips, and he starts to dripping drool. This bear is definitely in some sort of frenzied rage, as this is not a very natural thing to happen to this person. The alchemist will go next, and he is going to, you watch as he goes, whoever's here, they will feel my wrath. Maybe not from me, but from someone else. And you watch as his form starts to shrink. He gets smaller and smaller, and he turns into a tiny rat. Where is my rat token? And this rat is probably about just a little bit bigger than your spider.
Am I on top of him?
No, you have fallen off.
Ah.
And the rat will take the disengage action, and it will be able to scurry underneath of the door and start to try to run away. As it passes Shadow, you can have an attack of opportunity on it if you wish, Shadow, but as of right now, all you know is it's just a little rat. So if you do take the attack, I will need a percentile die to see if you can discern that it is a...
Shadow's not going to attack some random ass rat.
Okay.
Yes, you will. Kill it.
She won't.
The rat gets about here somewhere before its turn ends.
There are various reasons for that, mind you.
Would me or the doctor go first with the checks, with the stats?
The doctor, because he has
Okay.
higher dex than the spider.
Okay.
Now it is the spider's turn, and you as the spider would see this werebear. He's foaming at the mouth, and now that the rat has transformed and ran away, his stare glances at these common folk that are in this room.
Okay.
The bear hasn't
want-
noticed your spider.
What I want to do is
Question.
Answer.
So, can we do that thing where we teleport people out? Like, can't Shadow do something like that?
Correct.
Like,
Did you think
get-
Shadow's just made of spell slots?
Yes.
yes,
I
he
mean,
does.
you're not wrong, but
Yeah, with those sorcery points, she's got a lot of spell slots.
did you see my message at some point about the spell slot, by the way?
I saw it about being 4th level somewhere up there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it. So, you do that thing.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
It's just like there's a spider and a risk-averse tabaxi down there against a foaming werebear, and
Risk
like we need
averse,
to
he
think.
says.
How fast can the rat move?
You don't know. You would think that a rat could move about the same as, another
bonus
vermin
action.
creature.
Interesting.
Okay. I want to.
It's gonna chase after this fucking rat.
I want to go back into my, because I can't polymorph a spider.
No.
I want to go back to my human form and polymorph into a.
Oh, he's about to do it.
Am I allowed to look at the stats of these things before I look into it, or is that too metagaming?
I would say yeah.
Rat
but
fight.
more than if you're looking to see what the stats are, then no.
Yeah. I don't know what they do though. Like, there's two things in my head that popped up, like a weasel or a snake.
And
I don't know,
and the fact that Jeff has never transformed into them, this would
Yeah.
be a learning experience. So I would say no, do not look at the stats.
Snake.
No,
Okay.
muskrat. Or not muskrat. Meerkat. No, that's not right either. That's
Uh,
Ricky Tikki Tabby.
He's a Ricky Tikki Tavi?
Yeah.
He's a mongoose. I'm not even
Mongoose,
sure if
that's
there
what you
is.
Just turn
there
into a
even a-
fucking snake. Rats
No.
are like the natural prey of snakes.
I'm just trying to
Mongoose
see.
would fucking
It's
rape
Is
so
there
you.
even
obvious.
a pre-made mongoose for D&D?
Mules would eat a lot of things.
I don't believe there's a
Mongoose are
mongoose,
type-
but there's like a badger.
No,
I think-
I would say you could. I
Badger.
would say you could transform into a mongoose, and I'll assume that its stats are comparable to that of,
Badger.
yeah, probably the badger.
it's just smaller in size.
It's just
Um,
smaller.
Badger's a type
So it's
of
probably a
useless.
little weaker than the badger.
I don't know, man.
I feel like
One strength point weaker.
I'm not sure if a snake would be able to get on the walls or not.
I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure snakes don't have, because in real life they don't have anything like that.
I want to be a mongoose. I want to be a mongoose.
Okay. So you transform you sit there and your eyes roll back and
Wait,
you look
would I-
around.
Was it big enough for me to go down? Dude, fuck it,
hole?
let's do it. Just do it. Just do it.
I would
Yeah.
say you know the diameter, and you would polymorph yourself into a mongoose the size that you would need.
Okay.
I would say that would be easily doable with your skills as a wizard.
Okay.
But your
You're
eyes
a
roll
wizard,
back
Jeff.
into their normal position as you transform into a mongoose. Adeline kind of looks back and is kind of like, the fuck?
The fuck just happened?
So 10 feet to get down the pipe to the horizontal part, 10 feet to go that way, 5 feet down. So you have 5 feet of movement as your little mongoose pops out right here.
I want to go towards the his room, the alchemist's room.
We will put, I'll just use,
You feel a weird sense of familiarity as you walk down the same path.
I'm just going to use the dire wolf token.
Okay.
Hey, it's
Just
your
show-
boy.
To show where your dude is. And then you'd be able to get right there before it ends.
Okay.
Or before
And
your movement is done.
I want to think to everybody. Shadow, it's up to you now. You have to get Akka out of there, and everybody else, just be prepared. The alchemist knows we're here. Knows someone here. Knows that someone is here.
Okay, so next is Shadow.
Shadow's gonna walk up to this door and open.
All right, easy enough. So you open the door, and this bear looks at the door, watches it open. No one's there that it can see, and it turns back to look at the common folk in the cages.
Okay. Shadow's gonna stealthily just fucking go into this room.
Yeah, roll stealth for me to see if you sneak past with advantage. 'Cause you're
With
invisible.
advantage. Okay, that didn't matter.
What's advantage? I don't understand.
What is an advantage?
As you creep past, the werebear looks at the floor and it sees like a small little puddle all of a sudden move, but it doesn't seem to understand that there's somebody there, and it looks back towards the commoners.
We're just gonna keep going. Let's see, it was there. Alright, it's there.
Yeah,
There
right
we go.
about there.
And as a bonus action, how many does this take? Just in case. 3? Okay. Shadow's gonna convert a fucking, what is it? First level spell slot into one sorcery.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
Well, question.
Yes.
Would you still be allowed to do the dash action, or would being stealthy cancel that?
No. If he got
If
there,
I
he can
wanted
use his
Shadow to
action
go
do the
to
thing,
get
yeah.
there, Shadow would be there, trust me.
Okay, well, I didn't know how that would work. Like, since it says dash, but you're being stealthy.
Dash just move. Even though thinking of somebody actually dashing is really fast and probably not stealthy, since it's an action, I would probably allow it to just.
Yeah,
Still
they're spending
go
their
through,
entire turn moving, basically.
Yeah.
Here's what we'll do. We'll just say that Shadow simply went faster. Because Shadow can simply do that.
Yeah, but you didn't.
now
You didn't dash, right?
No, it's just simply going faster because of her tabaxi thingy.
Oh yeah. I meant to play this a while ago.
So Shadow's here now. Or one of these spots, I don't know. Beside Octa. But like, I guess the other side of the door?
Yeah. So you would be right in front of her door, and
That's a neat feature.
the door, from what you can tell as you reach out to sort of see if you can just open it very carefully, it is locked.
Oh, yeah.
Or no, it's not. He opened all
Yeah,
the
the
doors.
alchemist
Yeah,
opened
never
them.
mind. He opened all the doors. So the door is open, and Octa is right there, kind of just sitting there. Like, she does seem to be awake, but she's kind of just like dazed. She's kind of just looking around. Yeah. She doesn't, notice that there's even a bear. It doesn't seem to faze her. So, you still technically have your action at this point.
Yeah, that's nice. Shadow will be inside here with her.
Okay. Alright, is that Shadow's turn?
Yup.
Okay. The werebear is going to come outside of his cage. He's going to go right here, and he's going to attack with his claws. And you watch as he takes both of his paws, and he pretty much like just smacks her head. And you watch her eyes sort of bulge out a little bit, and you hear her go, "Whoa!" And she falls down to the ground dead. And then he looks and glances at the next woman, and walks over there, and that will be his turn.
This is a bad scene, man.
Angry bastard.
Yeah, I wish we could get down there.
The angriest of that.
I
With,
really wish we could get down there.
with that, it is the alchemist and giant rat form's turn, and he is going to move, and he'll take the dash action. Let's get right about there. As he runs around the corner, moving up north, Jeff, you as a mongoose can see him.
Okay. I don't know how much Can I look at my stats now?
You would have 30 feet of movement. I've got your stats right here.
Okay. I don't know what mongoose do. I know
They
it's one of the
have
creatures.
a bite attack.
Yeah, they would be very.
Would I be able to grapple him?
You would be able to try and do
Go,
a
go,
grapple
go!
check against them, yeah?
What's my strength?
Your strength is a 4, which is a -3 modifier, but
Got him.
Oh, like a 4, not like
yeah, like an
modifiers.
it's not
of
a
4.
+4. But
What's the mongoose good for then?
well, it's a tiny creature, dude.
I thought it
think of the
was-
rat
So he
strength,
can get
though.
down there.
He's a small, yeah, he's a small creature.
Wait,
No, but
you
like,
think
what's,
that rat's gonna have? Well, rat's probably got a negative modifier too.
Yeah, most likely.
no, but like, what is it? Like every creature is like a thing it does. What does a mongoose do?
Kill
It's a
shit.
CR0, so
Efficiently.
probably nothing.
Okay. Okay.
Kills small creatures efficiently.
Apex Predator, let's go.
I want to run up to it and grapple it.
Okay, so you
Oh
run
my
up
God.
to it and you attempt to. Well, let's see, let's put you right there. So you run up to it with your little mongoose feet. You're able to scurry across. As you get right up to it, the giant rat, or the rat, looks behind him and is like, "Oh fuck! What the hell? What is this? Why is this here?" So go ahead and roll the d20, and you'll subtract 3 from the roll.
Oh, that's pretty good. It's pretty
Like,
good.
I didn't-
On 11.
Did I roll it? I didn't
No,
roll
I
it. Did
rolled that.
Oh, you want me to roll it?
Yeah, you gotta roll 2.
Okay. Can I lucky it?
You can.
Guy.
Come on, let's go.
Do it again.
Oh,
I can't lucky that again.
can't,
'Cause it's not, that's not, I will take a 10.
Well, even though he has the same negative modifier, he resists the grapple.
no! He resists your grapple.
Yeah. So as you try to grab him, he's able to, with his slippery form, sort of get out of your grasp.
Okay, and this is my max range right here?
For movement, yes.
Okay, well, there's nothing else I can do.
Correct.
So, I'm gonna wait.
Now it is Shadow's turn.
Shadow probably sees the decimation that just went on with that werebear and the woman, right?
Correct.
Ah, hell. And she's gonna use her three of her sorcery points to dire wolf it up, targeting, of course, the one other thing that seems hostile in here.
All right. So you cast the ill omen.
Yup, we're in there.
Okay.
I have no control over it, but I can put it there.
You can't move that.
No.
Let me see. Let me do this real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll read you the token. Oh. Can you move that one?
Yup.
Okay. I just have to do.
It's HP and stuff.
And use the token. Alright, so should be fixed now. Alright, so you put it there.
Let's see. What I want Shadow to do. I don't know what Shadow wants to do. No, yes I do. I know exactly what Shadow wants to do. Shadow's gonna
What's
Shadow's
Shadow?
going to drop. Wait a second, how does that work? I need to check its ability again. Oh. It just sort of happens. Okay. So Shadow's gonna walk up to this while she's invisible, and she's going to actually does she need to do that? No, she doesn't. Nope, she doesn't walk up to it. She's gonna stand right there, rip off a little bit of her hair, and she's gonna like wave it at the thing and cast banishment.
Banishment
Yes.
to the bear.
The werebear.
Alright.
I don't know. She uses something distasteful to it.
Okay. Well, you have a what's it called? Spell focus, right?
And or a component pouch.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Yeah. Link the spell. Yeah, whenever you guys cast a spell, just link it so that way I can read it and stuff. So, yeah, with your spellcasting focus, you do not have to technically have an item distasteful, but you can, roleplay it as you grab some fur and It is a concentration spell, so your invisibility is concentration too, is it not?
Yeah, it goes away whenever she casts a spell anyway.
Okay.
So.
Let's see. So this is... What is your spell save?
16, I
And
believe.
it is a charisma saving throw.
Yes. Come on, he can't have that high of a charisma, right?
He's
he
also gonna
doesn't.
have disadvantage.
He's a bear.
Yeah, and he's
Probably
got
does not have
disadvantage.
charisma.
And it's a good thing he has disadvantage because he rolled a natural 20 and a 5.
Are you serious?
So he is banished. We will do... I think that one sounds good. That one looks good for banished.
He's just sort of gone now.
Yeah, for a turn,
My poor
right?
dog is just like, nah, fam, he's gone for a whole minute. Or until
Target
Shadow.
remains there until the spell ends. Okay. So yeah, he's gone for
And-
a whole minute. So as
It's
of right
permanent
now, it's permanent.
It's
if-
permanent if the spell ends. I think. Yeah.
If the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, reappears in the same space.
But after 1 minute.
If the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, the target reappears in the same space. Otherwise, the target doesn't return. Oh, so if your spell... Okay, so as long as it's held for a minute without breaking the concentration.
Yep.
Well, the target remains there until the spell ends, at which point the target reappears in the space. So that doesn't... That last part, otherwise the target doesn't return, doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm pretty sure it's if you're native to the plane or not native to the plane. If the target is native to a different plane of existence, the target is banished, returning to its own plane.
Okay, but because
If
he
it-
is
if it-
native here, he will come back after a minute. That's how I interpret it.
Because I've been looking at this as well, and I think that's how it works. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, as of right now, I would say that because he is native to the material, since he's native to the material plane, after a minute he will pop back.
Yeah, if it's native to a different plane, the banishment lasts forever. It just goes back to its
Yeah, it goes
to
back
its
to
normal
home,
plane.
yeah.
Yeah.
Until the spell
Anyway.
ends. Okay, so yeah, you got a minute before this dude comes back. And you can do a lot of things in a minute.
I would
Tell me-
recommend that you all leave. And she's gonna start smacking Octa. And...
But the wolf...
The wolf will
Do
hurt.
not worry about the wolf!
They look over at you as you're saying this, as you had just popped out of nowhere, but you've also made this bear that was about to rip them to shreds. The wolf has sort of calmed down and doesn't seem to be paying any attention, and you kind of make it to where it's starting to lick its paws, and they're like, I guess, what the fuck? So they start trying to move away. I assume you let them just roll out. So they start to run, and as they get to the door, they look back to you and say, thank you very much, thank you so much.
No problem, leave. Run.
Yeah, and
I don't know how you got here, but...
they continue to run. I would say their full action of dashing puts them right around here. I think that's what it would be. Yeah, right about there. And now you have Acta, and
So I'm just gonna, like,
she is not paying attention. She does not notice you're there. She seems very, very close to the brink of death.
let's see, what does Shadow have right now? Nothing.
Since you used banishment, blah blah blah, is that your turn?
This action. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. The werebear is banished. Now it is the giant rat's turn. The rat
Is it a
noticing...
giant rat?
Well, I keep saying giant. I'm just using the giant rat token.
Oh, okay.
But the rat turns around and looks at Dief in his mongoose form. And you watch as it sort of snarls a bit and goes... and then tries to run out of your range. If you want to make a bite attack, you can.
As a reaction.
Yes.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah. I'm gonna fight that rat.
Alright, so go ahead and roll the d20 to see if you hit.
So straight up, I just linked a video into the chat,
I
and you
see
should
it.
turn to 217 because this is totally exactly what's happening right now.
I'll watch it real quick.
Which one?
217.
Joseph Carter and the Mink Man? Or the Mink Man?
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
the
look
mink
at him
one.
go, yeah. That dog's
Which
about to
chat?
get him. Look at him go,
Post
dude.
this in?
Later in the video, the dog does get him, but the dog wouldn't fit down there. So
Oh, where'd you post this at?
And D&D resources.
Holy shit.
So you hit, but it only deals 1 damage. Because you are a CR0 creature. But this rat kind of, you watch as it takes the hit, you watch as his form starts to grow, and
No
he
way.
pops back into his normal form of the alchemist. Where
Go, Jeff, go!
Okay.
did not see that happening.
So did that take his action?
No, it was.
He died.
It happened as you, killed him.
Who you killed him?
Well, he only had 1 hit point left.
His transform reduced to
He's
0 hit
dead?
points, therefore he
Yeah.
transformed.
When he transformed, as the werebear got his turn first and clawed the shit out of this guy, he transformed and disengaged and tried to run away. So with your 1 damage from your bite, it was enough to kill him.
Get it? Get
Oh
it.
wait, he's actually dead?
He's actually dead.
Straight to sleep.
I want. So we're out of combat then, right?
I mean,
Good job, everybody. I'm impressed.
technically, until a minute ends, yes, you're out of combat.
Okay. I want to come out of. I'm gonna be human again.
I would say you'll eventually, like, that would be your reaction, and then it would be your turn next anyway, so you disable your polymorph.
I'm just gonna put his body in my bag.
He will not fit.
Yeah.
Not the whole body.
Cut off
Oh.
his head.
Your bag's orifice is not big enough to fit him.
Kinky.
I'm gonna search him then. Or these ladies, have they run up on us yet?
Not on you yet, no.
His body isn't going anywhere.
I want to loot his body.
So he doesn't really have anything on his person, but he does have a little note. And you open up the note, and in common, it says, "Your experiments have gone on too far. I want you to cease because they are making things rocky with the Martillos." Signed, Sergio Casero.
I want to take that shit,
Okay.
and I'll put it in my special small bag of holding.
All right, so you put the small bag of holding, and then you look, and yeah, he's got tattered cloth, common clothes, and he doesn't carry anything on his person because it was all in his little lab, or blown up in his house when it blew up.
Does he have glasses?
Yes.
I want
Broken.
to take. Oh, never mind then. So does he have anything else on his body?
Negative.
I want to think back to Adeline and to Dario. We caught the. I caught and killed the alchemist, and we have all of his notes and an interesting letter. I want to.
You are out of range to speak.
Oh,
to.
you're right. You're right. I want to turn the corner over here to see where he was running.
Where he's running from?
Towards.
Oh, over there. All right. So
Yeah.
the rest of your action, you can get right here, easy, and you'd still have 15 feet of movement.
Let's look around.
As you look around, you can't really see all too well because you are human and don't have dark vision. I would say you can see it's dim right around this area, and then beyond that becomes really dark.
Okay.
You do see a little portcullis right here to your right.
Okay. I want to.
You hear in the north portion up here, you can hear whatever footsteps sort of sound like in water. You hear that, but you hear a lot of them.
How tall is the ceiling?
Probably 10 feet.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, to your north, you hear a lot of pitter patter going on in the water. A lot of it. It
I
almost
want
sounds as if there's
to-
like maybe 10 dudes over there, like running around in the same direction, but you're not sure because you can't see because you're human.
Okay.
Then you hear
I
them coming
want-
from the right, and then you hear them coming from the left.
Okay, well, I'm gonna walk back. Or not walk. I want to. Can I?
You've
What
used
is
your
Misty Step doing?
Misty Step is your bonus action, and I believe it's 30 feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk 15 feet back into the right here. Can I be in the doorway?
Negative. 15 feet is
Okay.
right there.
Okay.
But you can do Misty Step, I believe, 30 feet.
Yeah,
I would say you could Misty Step to right here.
yeah, I want to do that,
Okay.
and I want to scream to Shadow. How far away is it?
Shadow would be able to hear your sending stone.
I want to think. We got to get out now. There's people coming. Can you dimension door again?
Sure. Outside?
Yes, but I need to be there with you.
I
Come to me, or I'm coming to you. I'll meet you there. Just get to me, and I'm gonna bring those people
You
with
mean
you.
you can't get out yourself?
There are people blocking my exit. I have to get to you.
There's a door.
I don't know what the door other side of the door
As of
is.
right now, you guys don't know the actual way to get here without that pipe or spells. You have no idea which way is which to the
Yeah.
entrance. You don't know how the sewer system works in this city. Good luck.
We can
Can
dimension
Mis-
door out there, right?
Can Misty Step not go up?
No, it's only in range you can see.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. I can't do anything else, right? I mean, I'm gonna try
No,
to.
you're all done.
Okay.
Oh wait,
We
you're
turn out
working
ready?
on the spider. Well, that dude's dead. So the werebear is still banished, and these ladies open up this door and start running out, and they see you, and they're like,
Can I talk now?
Yeah, you can talk to him. Please
Okay.
don't hurt us.
No, I'm trying to get you out of here. We gotta go the other way right now. Our friend's gonna teleport us out. There's men coming. Just listen. If you wanna live, follow me. Go back where you came. We gotta go this way.
Okay. I would say that if you want, you could meet anywhere and still have 30 seconds left on the banishment spell. Do you guys want to meet in his main lab or in the cell area?
Sure.
Would Shadow move with
Yeah.
Akba?
Shadow will move with Acta. Take on the first turn. She will have used what's it called? Fucking feline agility and dash,
Okay.
which would get 60 feet.
I would say, so the feline agility doubles your movement, right?
Yes.
Double your speed, and then the dash doubles that speed, so you would have 120 movement.
So half of that because I'm dragging Octa out. Assuming
Yeah.
because she's dazed out of
Yeah.
her fucking mind.
So you would get right here in one action, easy enough. And then you would be able, on the next turn, get there. And
Move
you guys
15
have,
feet.
Yeah. And you guys are all hanging out right here. The banishment spell is still going.
Yes.
And what?
Frederick would have joined you again, Jeffrey.
Yes. Okay.
Let's see.
So how does dimension door work?
Shadow can take Shadow and one other person.
One?
One.
Oh.
Well, I know it's y'all's turn, but you said Misty Step works on what you can see. Can you see with the spider and then somehow use that vision, or would that not work?
I don't believe. Link Misty Step for me, Jeff.
It's
Ooh. Loophole.
Right? Use the spider's vision.
I mean,
he can see it
Yeah, I would
through the
say-
spider, but he can see it.
but he's
Okay.
he's definitely going farther than 30 feet.
Oh, is he going more than 30 feet? Yeah,
Yeah.
then that wouldn't work.
I thought you were only like 15 feet.
Oh, you want to
It
like?
took 15 feet of movement to
Like-
get to the
Oh, I
top
see
of where
what
the
you're
sewer
Oh, I
pipe
get
is.
it. I get it.
And
Yeah,
then
like-
the rooms are about 10 feet, so that's about 25 feet. I would say it's right in the range to be able to do that, Jeff.
Y'all are
Okay.
trying to pull some bullshit.
I know, like I know it's my idea, but like have the spider run out, and with the spider on top, seeing the top, you just teleport straight up.
Link familiar again as well. And we'll say for this time it will definitely work. More than likely I'll let it work in the future. But I'm just going to read find familiar one more time.
Yeah, let me.
But
get
that
for
doesn't
it.
determine what happens to the old or the other two ladies.
I thought Dimension Door was just like a door that anyone can walk through for like the duration of the Dimension Door.
He
Nah, fam.
that would be
Oh.
Arcane Gate, which would
Oh.
require, I think, level 11 or 12.
Well,
Read that shit.
Yeah, Arcane Gate actually creates a portal that you just have people go through.
And it's like open one way.
Yeah,
I would say, yeah, because Misty Step is a bonus action, and to actually comprehend what your familiar is seeing is an action, I would allow you to Misty Step if it's within range.
but I wouldn't be able to bring anyone with me, would I?
That is a correctamundo.
Hmm.
Misty Step is just you.
well, no, like, Jeff, you would use the spider to see back on top, because he would crawl out, get out of there. Then you would...
No, I'm saying the old ladies.
Oh,
Won't get
them, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're kind of screwed unless Shadow can turn all his spells into sorcery points and all
I
that nonsense.
will look to Shadow and say, "Can you get everyone out? Do you use all your spell slots?"
Let me do math. Let's
gonna-
see.
Yeah, convert
Let's
all
see.
those lower
Third
spells
level
into
spell slots
slots.
turn into 3 points, and then and then 6 points turn into a 4th level spell slot. I have 0 points right now. And Shadow would have already done that. That would be there. Shadow can get one person out and then come back in for another person. It'll be a little bit before Shadow gets another person out, but Shadow cannot get everyone out.
So I have to get one of these ladies out myself.
If you could.
Okay, how long is you gonna need? Is it gonna be before the bear comes back? Yes or no?
I mean, we have like 30-ish seconds.
Yeah.
You guys, at this point, you guys still, like, it's getting to the end of the round, so if you don't do anything, then it'll be 24 seconds left
Shadow's
before you
gonna-
cast your spells.
Shadow's gonna Dimension Door back to where
Everyone else.
Adeline was
Okay.
Okay.
with
well,
Octa.
With Octa.
I'm going to cast Fly,
You cast Fly on yourself.
and I'm gonna pick up one of these ladies and I'm gonna fly out.
Huh?
Fly out where?
Is this a door right here?
Through the sewer.
It is. You haven't opened it and seen what's on the other side of it.
Surprise, motherfucker.
So yeah, as of right now, you only know that you're in the sewers right beneath the alchemist's house. You don't know any of the diagram of the sewers. You don't know how many entrances there are to the sewers because no one has asked, like the guards or anything.
Okay, I know I can do it. I'm going to look to one of the old ladies and say, "I need you to get out of here yourself. I'm gonna cast a spell on you, so you can escape." Okay.
They look at you and be like, okay.
My friend's gonna
better
come back
than
for
me
one
here.
of you. I look at the younger one and say, "You draw the short straw, and I need to cast polymorph on her."
All right.
Oh no.
And
The short straw is getting polymorphed?
yes,
Holy
Which is-
shit.
the younger one is more capable, I think. And I say, and I turn into a cat.
Okay.
Or no, yeah, I turn into a cat and I say, "You need to get out of the sewer." So go.
How long does your polymorph last?
For an hour.
Okay. And just so you are aware, a tiny spider is a beast that you can transform someone into if you would like to.
Then I'll just put her into a spider then. Yeah.
Right. So the old woman, turns
Remain
into...
calm. This
No,
is
no.
gonna feel funny.
Yeah.
The young lady.
The young lady, you watch
yeah.
as she shrinks and becomes this little spider. Very delicate. Very similar to Frederick. And you can see if a spider had emotions and was able to sort of like do the face palm, or do the like Mona Lisa, like shocking... What's that lady on the bridge that's doing the shocking, that painting? You know what I'm talking about?
The screen.
Oh, the
Yeah,
screen?
the screen.
Yeah.
If a spider could do that, she's doing that.
Okay, that's that. You know what? That's fair. I feel that.
And you
in
watch
my
this
heart and
woman
soul.
look around, and she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know where she's at, really. But you could show her the way.
I show her the way to there's a pipe. Right?
So you lift out your hand, and she climbs on it. The spider is shaking out of fear, but you've never seen a spider shake before. That was your action. So to move, you can move right about here.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
I wish
I'm
you
just
could press
gonna-
Q and go back to the pointer. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys move right about here.
And I tell her there's a pipe. You can go to the out of this tunnel, out the door, make a right, and go out that pipe. Okay.
The spider nods and starts to crawl on its own.
And so I mean this one right here.
Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, that lady,
Yeah.
that picture.
And I think to add one, tell me when a spider gets out of that pipe.
A spider?
Yes.
Okay.
Just tell me when it gets there, crawls out of the pipe.
I will let you know.
Okay.
Why did Mr. DJ go away?
He was up on that replay.
Yeah, he was supposed to be here. Well, I guess we'll play this song for now. That's not a good song.
I just want to say, watching this occur is nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it is.
You need to
Right.
play one of the Final Fantasy like Rush songs.
I
like where
would,
the
but
party's, like, in a
Mr.
real
DJ
hurry.
left, and he doesn't come back for some reason when I tell him to. Like, he logged
He-
out.
He's his own man. Or the server's down.
You can't tell him how to live.
That is probably true. The server might be down. All right. Does Shadow come back to get the old woman?
Yes.
So Shadow pops
So-
back, and the old woman. Ah!
While she would be doing that, she would be expending spell slots to make
Yeah.
points.
Yeah, and she would
So
be
she
able
has
to do this.
4 now,
Okay.
and she has to take the next 2 turns. Get more spell points. Blah blah. Eventually, she
Yeah.
gets the thing.
Yeah.
And this is probably well after the bear comes back.
I would
the
say
hound's
you
still
probably
there.
have one more turn before the bear comes back when you pop back in.
Do I also have the 4th level spell slot by this point?
I would say yes.
Yes, we're out.
All right, so you touch the woman, and she's like, "Huh,
Come with me.
okay."
Everything is fine.
And then you cast Dimension Door. Oh, he's back. Thank you, Mr. DJ. You fuck. God, if I could fire him, I would, but I don't have a replacement. At this point, Jeff, you would be able to get your spider familiar to the pipe, and you see the other spider currently crawling through the pipe, and then you guys would be crawling through the pipe together on the ceiling to avoid these mysterious liquid puddles. You come back into this room, and that's when you hear a roar in the other room. That's probably the bear.
Eek. So before I leave, you said I can cast a Misty Step thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's my bonus action.
Yeah, so you'd use your action to look through your familiar, which
Yep.
after the bear starts to move, well, he'll be duking it out with the Hound of Ill Omen. But
Okay.
Hell yes.
yeah. So they're duking it out, and your spider comes out of the pipe, and you use your action, and you start looking through it, and you cast your Misty Step, and your body stands right in front of you, and then you end it, and you open up, and you look around, and you are out of the sewer. The old
Cool.
woman, or the young woman that is a spider, is still in spider form right next to Frederick.
Okay.
You also see Shadow standing there with the older woman who's freaking the fuck out, and you see Adeline currently tending to Octa's wounds.
Okay.
More than likely, I would assume Adeline would tend to Octa's wounds.
Yes, with this healing kit if necessary. I don't know
Do
how
y'all hear
severely
that?
damaged she is.
All right.
Do y'all hear anything?
From you,
In
no.
the background, when you talk.
Yeah, only when you talk.
Yeah, there it is. At that volume, though, it's a bit much.
Yeah. It's all good though.
I'll turn it off for now. But
I get the
was
idea.
speaking of, yeah.
So the other
We
lady's
did
still in the
it.
sewer, though, right?
No, the other woman is a spider at your feet right now, Jeff.
Oh, she's outside. She got outside with me.
Yeah, she's outside with you, but she is
Okay.
still a
Jeff,
spider.
there is a spider out here.
Cool. I pick her up, or I
Which
put my
Jeff
hand
would
down
see.
until I get in my hand,
Okay.
and then I look to the other old woman and say, "Come with us."
The old woman looks at you and goes, I mean, I don't think I really have a choice. Okay.
We'll get you somewhere safe, okay? You still get out of here without alarming anybody. And
So Octa is still kind of dazed, but with Adeline using his healer's kit, and if he wants to use any of his spells to heal her, he's able to sort of wrap bandages around her open wounds and such.
Is she what's the status of her? Is she unconscious?
Unconscious, yes.
So
wanna-
I can, as an action, use one of my healing kits to give her 1d6 plus 4. If we
Well,
want to.
yes.
Professional.
can I give her a healing potion too? A regular one?
Yeah.
Okay, I do that.
Okay.
She's coming back to life, yo.
Well, she wasn't dead, so
Well,
you can
yeah, I
be
know. I mean,
unconscious without being at 0.
We don't have an actor to play actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you watch, she's getting more of her color back. She was pretty pale as she was down there. She's probably been malnourished. She hasn't been getting food or water. Mistreated for sure as you watch or as you look over her tattered clothing and scarring and such. And as she sort of starts to regain her color, like she starts to breathe a little less labored. Her breathing has become more normal, but her eyes are still kind of dazed. So she is in a dazed state and unable to comprehend what's going on or act on her own free will. But you have your friend back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dario, perception check for me, since you are the only one that's kind of not tending
Busy.
to a matter. Yeah, because Jeff is currently tending to the spider. You are tending to that old woman, and Adeline is tending to Octa. So Dario,
Shadow.
you watch as a few of the cats start making their way to the courtyard, and they all jump down from the roof. About 10 or 12 of them start to gather, and they're all sitting sort of at the stairs of the of this location that everyone's kind of chilling at, of the alchemist house. And they're all kind of just sitting there. They've got their tails wagging. They keep looking at you, and then they look back at the rest of the party.
Yeah, what's up? Oh,
One of the
This-
cats looks to Dario. What are you all here for?
yeah, this is what I thought was going to happen.
The
Hello,
fuck?
Wait, the cat just said
talking
that?
cat.
The cat.
Other
said that,
talking-
yes.
Oh.
All right, so I'm gonna skip the talking cat part. Who are you with? I'm guessing the Caseros. I guess.
Yes, we work for Sergio. Who do you work for?
You work for no one.
It's a hashtag complicated.
Who do you work for? Casera
Okay, I'm
didn't
gonna say-
tell us of anyone coming to the alchemist remains, and yet here you are. We have been keeping an eye on you and very, very suspicious of your actions. Where did these women come from? Who do you work for?
Oh, you don't
have
know any.
5, 4,
Okay, so I wasn't there.
3.
So we work. Okay, and someone else want to deal with this.
2.
I'm bad at diplomacy. I have no charisma. Please.
Who do you work for?
I work for myself. I'm with these people because we're trying to help our
hearing
friend.
the rest of this
Yeah.
conversation?
Yeah, you guys are all watching as this cat is talking and Dario is avoiding the question. I
I'm
have-
not
Okay,
avoiding
okay,
the
okay.
question.
We are
I
just here to
interpreted it.
retrieve our friend.
Yes, I was saying that. This cat is not understanding this. I thought I was being pretty
Cat
clear.
is fine.
Of course
Also,
you.
Jeff, this is a cat.
Is this one of your family?
No!
This is a bad trick. This is why I'm bad at diplomacy. I punch stuff. I get this. Okay, let me take a step back. Hi, my name's Dario.
I
Hello,
do not
talking
care
cat.
your name,
Other
only who you work for. That was my question.
Oh
Your
my
tabaxi
fucking
friend
God.
has answered it. Thank you. The cat looks away from Dario and looks to the cat. They do not understand feline grace, it seems. I wish the humans were a little smarter.
Eat shit.
Oh,
This is
Yeah, fuck humans.
hostility. Well, one more act of
Dario.
hostility from you, human.
just
And I think to Dario,
Yeah, I'll keep my mouth shut. I get it.
Quiet. Let Shadow
Dario,
speak.
just be quiet, please.
I said that. I said that in character is what I said. I'm fine. I'm good.
Anyway, we were just here to retrieve our friend. She got kidnapped a while ago, actually.
As it would seem, I've seen this woman before. So is she one of your friends, then?
Yes.
And I assume she was in the sewer, then? I can judge from the smell of all of you.
Yes.
How did
It
they
wasn't
come
very
from the
pleasant.
sewer? How did you know they were there? How did you get down there? And the cat starts to make its way up the stairs. All the other cats kind of sit there. A few of them keeping their eyes on Dario, the rest of them looking at you as this black cat crawls up the stairs. Can you show me how you got to the sewers from here? We've been watching you for some time.
Shadow just teleports places. Shadow is very tired though, so Shadow cannot do it anymore.
I think to Shadow, you don't really have any more of the spell slots, do you?
No!
Okay.
The cat looks to Jeff. We noticed you disappeared too, as you turned into a smaller creature and went down the pipe. What is down there?
Just sewers. far as I know.
Interesting. And in these sewers is where you found your friend, and I assume these other two women?
Shadow has a question for you, Kat.
Yes.
You remember alchemist fellow that lived here before?
Yes, he was blown up, more than likely by Firo.
Yes. We found him down there, and
Oh, he was alive.
Quite a lot.
And
A little
he didn't
bit.
bother to tell Lord Casero. I feel that he has fallen traitor.
well,
Is he still down there?
technically speaking,
Technically, you say. Did you kill him?
no. Shadow did not kill anyone.
Chateau did not kill him. Did someone else kill him? She looks towards Jeff, being the only
Shadow
other
does
one
not
that she
have any
knows.
information on whether or
down.
not he is actually alive.
Human, did you kill the alchemist?
The human known as Hief did not kill the alchemist, no.
So he's alive then.
I wouldn't say he's alive.
Shadow thinks.
So
Shadow
he is
thinks-
dead, but you had no hand
Shadow.
in killing him.
What does Shadow think?
I want to know
Shadow.
whether or not he is alive or dead. That is all I am asking. Why
What
are
does
all
Shadow-
of you humans idiots?
What does Shadow
That idiots were like,
What does Shadow think?
Shadow's like, is he dead?
Yes.
we're
Tell
verbally
the cat that
evasive.
he is dead.
Okay, so
He is traitor, obviously.
he may
We're
have
all
been
verbally
killed.
evasive. Doesn't mean we're bad people.
He
I
may have been
understand you're
killed.
not bad people, you're just dumb people. Sorry, but it's true.
Evasive.
The alchemist is dead, yes.
That's all I wanted to know. Was that really hard?
No.
No,
Yes.
it
No.
wasn't. He's
No.
just stupid.
Yeah, I am very stupid.
I look back, or the cat looks back at Shadow. I agree. Now that we know that he is actually dead, do you know what he was doing down there by chance?
Shadow
Yeah.
looks to the women. Well,
The women
That's a
kind of
good
cower
question.
and they look at the cat. Well, he was making some sort of potion, and he gave it to one of the men down there that he had captured, and they turned into a bear, something, some creature. Ah, so he is the one that is transforming people in this town. Very strange, for Casero does not approve of such manners, which is probably why he worked with Firo to blow him up. Nonetheless, he is dead now,
What?
so we shouldn't have to worry about it.
Dun dun dun.
Yep.
I said that in character.
Plot twist.
Wait.
The cat looks at you all. Well, if you have nothing else to do, we have to report back to our master. I hope you can see yourself out.
Okay.
Oh, with due haste. Yep.
Sure.
Whatever.
The cat joins back with the other 12 cats, and they all turn away and start to jump and climb various window sills to get back on the roof as they sort of disperse out of sight.
I yell back at them. Don't get too distracted licking your own asshole.
The one that has been talking to you
Shadows
jumps,
smacks Dario.
I also
You
kicked
are a
Dario.
normal cat.
I
You are
kicked
not
Dario.
a cat. You are a tabaxi.
I hold person, Dario.
the cat, as it gets to the roof, the one that was speaking, turns back. I have my eyes fixated on you, human. Do not cross my path again.
More shit list points.
And the cat walks away on the roof, leaving you guys by yourselves, which is also where we will go ahead and shift over to Oswald. For he has been
Meanwhile.
patiently waiting, because I did not expect that to take that long. So, Reed, I apologize.
It always
expect
takes
us
so
to
much
do it?
longer.
Yeah.
Did you expect us to do what we did?
I expected you guys to get Octa. I didn't expect you guys to allow the gentleman to force the potion. I thought that Jeff would probably attack the dude on sight with his murder hobo tendencies, but he did not. But that's good.
You know, see, we both have like the same thought process here. Like, yeah, they'll probably kill him. Nope.
Character development.
Yeah,
Not this time.
They've been
Exactly.
growing. I'm so proud.
But
All
at
right.
the same time, it's like really inconvenient.
So that whole ordeal probably took about an hour, in all honesty. So backtrack an hour earlier with Oswald walking up towards the palace. You get to the gates and you see two well-armed, well-armored guards. They're wearing black plate mail armor. They have very large shields, and they are holding spears. And as you approach, halt, state your business.
I'm here to see the Grand Wizard, Amira, and as I'm saying that, I procure, like, that note with the Siege seal on it.
They look at it. Are you Siege the Crimson?
No, I am Oswald. I work with Siege the Crimson.
We do not know of no Siege the Crimson. What business does Siege have with the Grand Wizard? And why should we allow you access? She is trying to help this forsaken city in its time of need.
Yes, and I would say the time of need is critical, for the Martillos and Kitsaros are about to fight to kill one another. Like the whole family plans to annihilate the other family.
They've been at it for years. I assumed that this would happen soon. They look at each other. We will go send someone to see if she can take you. But you must hold here for now.
I understand.
So one of them walks in towards and opens like a small door by the gate so that they can go in without opening the whole gate. And the other one sort of takes a position in the middle of the gates as he waits. And he looks to you and says, "So, who is Siege the Crimson? What makes him important?"
How I would trying to think how I describe Siege. So I would basically describe his fort, how it's to the north, and
Oh, so
How
he's a
he-
warlord.
is he technically?
Somewhat, yeah.
Then I would confirm he is. I would say that he works with Amira, and that if she were to see this seal, she would recognize it from him.
I have no reason to doubt you, but protocol is protocol. As he's talking to you, you hear faint footsteps from behind you. And obviously, you being very observant, you look back and you see your buddy Nishan walking up. He's got a bunch of different goods in his arms as he's walking. He seems to be very hasted. As he walks up, he looks at you and goes, "Ah, Oswald, hello. What brings you to the palace? Did you get an appointment somehow?"
Sort of. Sayasiege gave me a seal that should allow me to see the Grand Wizard. But in
Oh,
addition to
Amira,
that,
you want to see her? Gods, he's with me, actually. I will bring him with. Don't worry. No funny business. I trust this man with my life. And the guard looks. And he looks back at you, Oswald. If anything happens, you will be tried on the spot. You will be judged by us guards, and you will most likely be executed. Is that understood?
it is.
And then he goes over and allows Nishan to pass. Right this way, Oswald.
And I'll go with like a sense of urgency.
Okay, so you follow and pretty much match Nishan's pace. As you guys are walking across the courtyard, he's like, "So, Oswald, what do you need to see Amira for?"
A couple things. One of them being that the Martella family plans to annihilate the Kasara family.
I've heard about this conflict between the two families from Amira, and she doesn't know how to really go about it, especially now that she has been granted access to all these research notes about this infection going on in town. What do you think she can do?
I have no idea, but if she has connections, see if we can get the families to not annihilate one another, for they are preparing to completely wipe one side out.
Do you happen to know why they're going to fight each other all of a sudden? I know they've been feuding for years, but to all of a sudden decide to end one family, I feel like that's quite rash.
Well, it seems there have been people within the Kasara family that have been transforming people into beasts.
Transforming.
Yes, and I show him one of the vials that I have. Apparently they've produced a serum that can force people to transform.
He sort of, as you guys are walking, he looks at it and glances, but he's not very well versed in alchemic arts as of yet. He goes, "Interesting, so they have a potion that transforms them into creatures."
That appears to be the situation. And I do not know the Martillo family, but perhaps this is the final straw.
I mean, if my family was being forced to transform into creatures against their will, I'd probably be a little upset too, but nonetheless, I guess we can see what Amira can do for us. As he says that, you guys have approached the main gate or main doors of the palace, and the guards open them up for Nishan. As you walk in, it is quite a lovely place. Everything's like marble. There's pillars in the middle, more for aesthetic than structural integrity. And you walk in, and to the right there is a door, and he says, "Up these stairs." And he opens the door, and there's a spiral staircase that goes all the way up to one of the towers. It takes you about 30 seconds to climb up it. It's quite high.
Before we climb the stairs, I asked Nishan, is there a particular greeting or a way to address the Grand Wizard?
I mean, since you don't know her personally, I would call her Grand Wizard Amira, and she'll probably let you speak to her normally after that. But if you're trying to make face, I would say that's.
Very well, and then I'd proceed up the stairs.
Okay, so you go up the stairs, and then as you get to the top of the stairs, there's like sort of a little landing, like just a little 5 foot by 5 foot area, and then a door. Nishan goes and he opens up the door with his one free hand, and as you walk in, you see a bunch of different bookshelves with various literature. You see an alchemic table. You see another table that has a bunch of notes and herbs and stuff. And you see a decently tall elven woman that is reading a few of the books. and she has a person on a table. They're alive, but they don't seem to be doing very well. Like, they seem to be really sick and on their last legs, pretty much. But this elven woman is reading a book. From this distance, you can't really tell what the book is, but as Nishan comes in, Amira, I brought the supplies you wanted. And she, yes, just put them over there. And she just points in a random direction. And then she ends up looking back at the gentleman. Nishan, I think we're too late for this poor fellow. I believe he's going to turn on us any second now. Nishan looks back and says, Oswald, yeah, I would draw your sword.
As he says that, then I will go into like a defensive stance and slowly draw the sword.
So as you draw
And
the
I guess-
sword,
I
Amir
guess
looks
approach
back.
as well. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like look aggressive, just more like in case anything happens.
Yeah, so Amira looks back. Nishan, who is your friend? Oh, this is Oswald. He used to work with Siege the Crimson. Oh, Siege, you say? Oswald, nice to meet you. I am Amira, the Grand Wizard of Cragstorm, and she holds out a hand for a handshake.
I will proceed.
So you shake hands, and she gives you a pleasant smile. So you worked with Siege before? Is that what I come to understand?
Well, I still do, but for now I am with Nishan and his group.
Ah, so you're one of the travelers that Nishan has told me about. I don't quite remember all your names, unfortunately. I've had a lot of matters to attend to, most notably this one as of recent, and she points towards the body. As she sort of gets out of the way so you can see, you look at this man. He's really only got on his pants because they've been trying to figure out what's going on. But you see a bunch of different sores on his body, most notably in the admin area, in different various places. And he looks sickly. His skin tone is like, it's sort of reddish, but in an unnatural way, as if he's got a fever all across his body. He's profusely sweating in most areas of his body. And she looks, it's quite a gruesome sight, honestly, but I think in a few moments you'll see something you'll never want to see ever again. So I do
Yes, but-
apologize.
What did you mean by turn?
Turned? Well, and as she says, well, you watch this man start to retch. You see him starting to throw up. With what little strength he has left, he has hoisted himself up as he starts to barf all over his pants. You watch out from his back. You see 4 little bulges start to coalesce into like what looks like sort of dome shapes. And then all of a sudden, 4 legs pop out of his back, blood splattering everywhere. These legs look very spider-like, and you watch as the man shakes his head, he stops the retching, and he looks up at all of you with these eyes filled with red. Very unnatural, but foam starts to coalesce around his lips as he lets out a little shriek and lunges towards the Grand Wizard.
I would intervene between them.
So you put your shield in front, and the creature that has now, the man that has now turned into a creature, sort of meets your shield, and you got him pushed back a bit. And the Grand Wizard doesn't really bat an eye at this. She doesn't flinch. She says, so you have some combat prowess. That is good. We could use this later when we do our investigation. But you watch as she starts to mutter some arcane words, and then she casts a spell, and the creature seems to have all of a sudden stopped. It has been, you would know, you've seen these sort of magical incantations as hold person, and the creature is now paralyzed where it stands, and you feel the weight that it was pushing against your shield stop, and you sort of retract. And she says, I can only hold this for so long, but Nishan, we need samples. Yes. And you see him come over with a small dagger as he starts to cut portions of the legs off, as well as start to collect some of the foam from the mouth. Oswald, would you mind decapitating this creature for me?
As she says that, I, without saying a word, I proceed.
Okay, so easy enough. You slice straight through its neck and part its head from the body. As you do so, the head sort of stands still and starts to roll forward, and she catches it. The Grand Wizard catches it into a cloth that she had ready as you were getting ready to strike, and she puts it on one of the tables with a bunch of other herbs and stuff. After she does that, she looks down what would be the esophagus, and there it is. Oswald, would you take a look? Unless this is too disturbing for you.
I've had my share of things that I've seen, and I won't like get too close to it,
Yeah.
but I'll position
Yeah.
where I can see.
So it's still under hold person, but as you look down, you see the face of a spider down this man's throat. She then looks at you. This man was not transformed into a spider. More or less, a spider emerged from his body. More than likely, it was injected there somehow, and during the gestation period, it was birthed, and now it has eaten its way out of this man. If we cut open his abdomen, we will find a body of a spider, and we will not see any of his soft tissue organs or any bones or anything like that. It's quite disturbing. I do not believe. You said that the alchemist was turning people? Is that what I heard? I've heard reports of beasts emerging in the Martirolo area.
Yes, but they were, as you already heard, they were turning into beast. They were not spiders within them doing this.
And because of the way they did it, as well as how recent it has been, I do not believe that the Casero family is to blame for this. I believe this is something much more sinister, something much more evil. But I do not know what. At this moment, she turns to you. As much as I want to keep the creature alive, we do not have the necessary resources. Nishan, and he pulls out his sword as well. Yes, ma'am. And then, if you would, Oswald, I need you both to make a couple of nice, clean stab wounds through the abdomen. I need this creature dead.
Would I not have an angle from the esophagus?
Well, you would, yeah. But she wants you to specifically go through the abdomen, sort of. So, like, if you're stabbing a man through the abdomen and it comes out his back, that's what she's wanting you to do. She wants to try
Very
to
well.
keep the head of this creature to where she could try to dissect as much. And going through the abdomen would be the best way to do that.
I will line up and pierce through the abdomen.
Okay, so you pierce through, and you notice as you're piercing through, once it's easy to part the flesh of the man, but as it gets to the spider, you're met with a lot of resistance. Almost as if there's some sort of like armoring around the spider, but because it's being held tight and you're able to push through, you're able to finally penetrate through the back. You and Nishan both do this. You are able to do it more effortlessly than Nishan, because Nishan is not that strong. But you guys do this a number of times before you notice, or before the Grand Wizard looks. That is enough. The creature is dead. You see how the light has faded from its eyes? And Nishan looks and he's like, that is disgusting. And then she dissipates the spell and the body falls over. Do not worry about the blood. I will clean that up easily. And she casts prestidigitation to sort of like just keep it sort of around the same area. Well, I can get back to this in a moment. I assume, Oswald, you are here for a specific reason. How can I help you?
I am. I was wondering what influence you hold over Cragstorm for the Martillo family plans to eradicate the Casaros from the town.
Well,
They're preparing right now to slay them all during dawn or sunrise.
Is it the Martillos attacking Caseros or opposite? Or are they both agreed to go to war?
I do not know what is happening on the Xaro side. All I know is that the Martillos are preparing for a full-on assault, and Lord Martillo himself came
Made
into
the
the building
order?
where they were preparing,
Ah,
giving the order to make sure that all are slain.
so it seems Martillo has had enough of whatever trespasses Casero has made on him. Do you happen to know maybe what the final straw was? Could it have been these creatures? And she points to the body of the Spider-Man.
I do not know. I would assume it would have been the beast, since they have been linked to the Kosaros.
Interesting. Well, I do not have much influence over the families themselves, as well as I do not have any influence over the law enforcement of the town, but I do have a very fair say in what happens to this town through the Bottons. More than likely, the lords of each family would listen to what I have to say if I was granted an audience with them, and we could maybe talk this out instead of letting bloodshed ravage the town. Is that what you are wanting?
Yes, for they plan to slaughter all, including innocents that belong to that side.
Yes, that is simply unacceptable. Nishan, yes, ma'am. My quill and parchment, please. And he goes over to a table and grabs an inkwell and some parchment, and she casts a mage hand and starts to write a letter. She doesn't look at the letter. She's pretty well adept to doing this, and she looks at you. I will write a letter. I need you to deliver it to Lord Martillo. He will see my official stamp, and if this is not enough, then do you happen to have a special trinket that allows you to talk to Siege?
She's looking at me, I'm assuming.
Correct. Yeah, she's talking to you.
I do.
Very well. Let me see it, please.
I procure the owl whistle.
So as she does that, she waves her hands, and you see a tiny bit of arcane energy surround the whistle and then dissipate. She looks at you. Now, for a temporary time, that whistle is now bound to me, not Siege. When you blow on it, the same thing will happen, except for I will be the one that the message is delivered to. If Lord Martillo will not hear me out from letter, let me know, and I will find my way to you. May I procure a lock of your hair, please?
I take my sword and cut off a little piece.
This will just make it easier for me to teleport to you. After that, I will incinerate the hairs on the spot, so you do not have to worry about me spying on you or anything like that. But yes, take this to Lord Martillo, and if it's not good enough, send me a message. Lord Casero, I believe, from what I have been told, is more on the defensive on this. So, if Martillo stands down, more than likely he will as well.
You cut out when you said more than likely.
More than likely, he will. Casero will stand down and not proceed to aggravate the Martillo family from this point on.
Very well. Also, was she handing me the letter to deliver to Martillo?
She hasn't finished
Or was
writing
that
it just yet, but she's about to be done. You see, as she's conversing with you, the mage hand does a nice little signature, and then Nishan puts it down onto a table and does one of those little wax stamps, and then rolls it up and hands it to you with a little tie around it. Here you go, Oswald.
I'll put it in my bag for now.
Now, as much as I would love to join you, I will only do it if it is necessary. Do you know about what time Martillo plans to spring his assault?
Sunrise.
And she looks at the clock, looks out the window. There is no clock. Looks out the window. There's plenty of time for you to find Lord Martillo, and hopefully plenty of time to change his mind about this whole thing. I would intervene in person, but only if it's absolutely necessary. Otherwise, I need to try to figure out where our next step is with this creature. And she points at the body again.
Well, can you describe to me where Lord Matilda resides?
She takes you to one of the windows that looks over all of Cragstorm. The wall between the palace and the rest of the city is not as tall as this specific tower that she is in. And she points over towards the orphanage area. And she's like, "You see the orphanage over there?
I do.
The house right behind it is actually where Lord Martello resides."
And I assume there will be guards positioned at the entrances.
More than likely. He's a very suspicious man, very paranoid. But in all honesty, if you show that seal to the gods, they know my... I've had conversations with Martillo. They should let you pass.
Now, a different matter if you don't mind.
Yes.
You work with Siege yourself?
Not all the time, but from time to time we do work together, yes.
Well, he told me I could use you as a contact if need be for some information I deem that's important as well.
Oh, such as?
Concerning the being Nagex.
Ah, so he has let you in on this information. I assume that also means that you know about Bellolite.
About what?
Bellolite?
I'm assuming, is Nishan still here?
Yeah, Nishan's there.
Well, and they were invited to join this group, so he should be aware of it himself.
Correct.
That is correct. In fact, I am part of it.
Ah, well, very nice to meet another one. There aren't many members in Cragstorm, which is why I've been sent here. One, to gain the trust of Lord Barton and hopefully get this whole city converted to our cause in the case of such matters arising. But what is your question specifically? What can I help you with?
It's not so much a question, it's more of information I have gathered. And, like, as I'm saying that, I'm pulling out those runes that I got from the book.
All right.
And I'm gonna put them in the order where they spelled out that sentence. Did we still need common language? Or
No, she would more than likely have that spell if she needed it. But you've already adapted both runes and the foreign language into, like, you know what it all says.
right, and so I tell her that we had found this book in the library that was in an ancient language, and upon one of our fellow comrades using their common language spell, as well as me rearranging the runes, that we had found those messages. And I show her the two that I deem like the most important. The first one being, the power of the elves comes from the depths of the ocean.
She looks at this and, if that is true, I do not believe it's for all elves, for my power does not come from the ocean. But maybe this is some sort of ancient way. Maybe something that my ancestors did that I am not aware of. Do you happen to know the resting place of Nagex? Well, used to be resting place of Nagex?
I myself do not.
I'm almost certain Siege would, so you could ask him for her crypt. More than likely, this is what it's pertaining to.
Unless Siege actually told me at one point. Otherwise, I don't know then.
I don't believe so. He would have sent people to look at that specific location. And he knows about it himself, but he had no reason to tell you since you weren't going there yourself.
But also, I show her the next one. Nagex's power is split among two destroying them will cause her existence to fade.
Interesting. What could that mean? Could that mean that there are two Negexes? Maybe she has multiple forms.
Well, assuming the wording is correct, it said her power, so it may not be living beings, but I do not know.
Yes, that is probably something we would have to look further into with her resting place to get more information about that.
Though we found the resting place of one of her children, the
She
west.
had children?
And I'll describe like the forest to the west and how we had gone in there, and came across that creature at the grave and how we had that visions going back and forth of seeing the Gex and the creature.
Very interesting. I will have to look at that myself and see if there's anything I can discern from it. Nishan, make sure to write down all this information, please. And you watch Nishan grab a blank notebook and start to write down this information as it's being told. Yes, we will investigate that after we finish this investigation on this creature. I do know that Negex is our primary objective, but unfortunately, if it comes to war with her, if Cragstorm is not rid of this infection, I fear that it would only make her stronger. So I must put all of my powers into this if I can.
No, I understand. I, at some point, need to tell Saisich this himself, but I'd rather it be done in person whenever next we meet.
Yes, I could probably procure that easier than you would, easier than it need be, as I can teleport to his fortress, and I could bring you with me, and then we could come back.
Would this be capable of being done in a timely manner?
Oh yes, she points over towards the far part of the room, and you see a small clearing with a bunch of runic symbols and stuff in sort of a circle. That is my teleportation circle, and I have one just like it at Saisige's fortress, as well as Melee Tower. So we could teleport very easily to Saisige's fortress into his main chamber and have a easy conversation. Obviously not right now, but in the future.
Do you need to be present to make the teleportation spell work?
Not necessarily, but it does make it a lot easier to bring you back. Because if I do not go with you, I cannot bring you back. But if you're planning on staying at Saisige's fortress, well then there's no issue there.
How much effort does it take for you to cast this teleportation spell?
As of right now, none at all.
Would it be possible then that you teleport me to his place, and with the owl whistle, I communicate when I'm ready to be returned? Would you be able to bring me back if you teleported there and then just teleported us both back?
Yes, we could do that. Do you know if it's safe over there?
Last I knew, his fortress was attacked, and they are in the process of recovering it. So it would be better if we use this owl whistle to ask him where he's at specifically.
Let me see the whistle. Actually, never mind. Hold on. And she pulls out her own whistle, and she blows on it real quick. Where'd Oisix come from? Anyway, she blows on it, and the celestial owl pops in, and she writes a quick note. Is it safe to come to your fortress? Signs it, puts it in the thing, and it goes off. If you wish to speak while you wait for a response, it'll probably take about a minute or so before he can respond.
Well, so all you know is that these spiders are infecting people?
Well, that's what it seems to be so far. We haven't found anyone that has been infected, there's no way to tell who is infected so far before they emerge. And when I say they, I mean the spiders emerge. But I do know most of these folks come from the sewers.
Is there a link to what the doctor does outside of town to make sure people are not infected?
In all honesty, I do not believe so. I have not looked at his methods, but I have heard what he does. And I believe the Hydra tooth is able to pick up a specific sort of like poison matter, maybe, and that is what is showing him who is infected. But that could take forever to figure out who exactly is and is not infected currently.
Right, but if we could see if these spiders have a similar reaction, then we know it is the same problem, not another one altogether.
Very true. I will talk to Dr. Gear in the morning about it. That should help with depicting what exactly is causing all these infections. And then we just have to figure out the source. If it is really spiders, there must be a nest of them down there.
Are there any signs to these people before they become weak and taken over? A way to spot them before the damage is done?
The only thing I know of is that this gentleman had a few bite marks on his torso. More than likely, if what I think I've been piecing together, when the spiders bite, they have a chance to inject you with some sort of special venom that doesn't kill you, but in fact lays an egg within your bloodstream. The egg finds its way onto your abdomen, where the gestation period begins, and after the egg has hatched into a spiderling, it eats its way out of you. At first, it eats minor organs so that you do not die. That way it can grow. But eventually, you will die as your organs all seem to fail spontaneously, and it emerges. It's quite dark and gruesome, honestly. Very dark reproductive system.
That body, is it still, like, can I inspect it and see if those bite marks are there on whatever's left of the creature?
You look at the body and try to figure it out, and she's like, they're right here. And sort of below where the neckline would be, you see 2 puncture wounds. They're probably about a ½ an inch in diameter, so they're pretty large. Larger than a snake would be if a snake were to bite somebody. So they're pretty, and they're spaced out about 3 to 5 inches roughly, somewhere in that frame from each other. I believe that's as a sign of someone that has been bitten by one of these spiders.
Should I come across anyone else with these bite marks?
Send
would it
them
be
to me immediately.
Yes, I was about to say, though, your guards would need to know.
I
But
will
I'm
tell
allowed.
them.
But yes, if I will keep these bite marks in mind and have them brought here immediately.
Very good. And as you guys are discussing, you see a shimmer of light as the celestial owl comes through the window with a message. As he drops off the message, Amiria opens it up and reads it. It seems the Siege does not control his fortress just yet. There are undead creatures crawling all throughout the area, and they're trying to pick them off as opposed to going in full force, because it would seem that the attack on his fortress made the army grow. We can still teleport if you wish, but in all honesty, it would probably be a very, very short visit.
And if he's taking his time, I would imagine we'd only come across undead ourselves.
More than likely.
We'll
I
have
will
to
write
wait
him
another
back.
time.
I will write him back and tell him to send me word when he is retaken his fortress, and then we will go speak to him. And she writes that down with her mage hand. And puts it into the little thing, and the owl goes off to the northeast. Well, as much as I do love to stay and chat, I need to investigate this body, try to make some notes of what's coming. So, is there anything else that you need?
Do you by chance have an extra bit of venom that I could take to the alchemist as well to speed up the process?
She looks around. I have not gotten any venom from these creatures. I have not seen the venom myself. And more than likely, the venom helps with the gestation of the creature. So when it's fully grown, I do not believe there's any residue. None that I've come across yet. But you can take a blood sample of this gentleman and see.
Yeah, if she has it in a vial, I'll take it then. And
She mage hands a vial and fills it with about 3/4 full of this man's blood, corks it off and hands it to you. Yes, take that to Dr. Gear, have him test it, and if it comes back positive, then this is definitely what the infection looks like.
well, I believe that is all I had. I will deliver this letter to Lord Martillo.
Very well, and hopefully he is a reasonable man. I do not see why he wouldn't be. But other than that, Nishan, we have work to do. Yes, ma'am. Oswald, do you need help getting out, or do you remember the way? And you would remember
My
the
character
way.
should remember, yeah. And yeah, I'll just, I guess, do like a little head nod, bow, and then proceed.
She curtsies. It was very nice to meet you, Oswald. We will be in touch.
And yeah, I take my leave as that was happening.
Okay, so the whole that whole thing transpired probably about 30 minutes as you exit the palace front gates. So from here, you can either go find your party or go to Lord Martillo by yourself. While you think it over, I will go use the bathroom because I'm about to piss myself. I'll be right
Hell
back.
yeah.
I want to piss myself.
That's a kink.
Take 5.
I already did.
Right.
Yeah, I had my phone on and I was listening, and I made a quesadilla.
I've been making character sheet.
Hey, my part took 50 minutes. Y'all took 2 hours.
I'm actually really sorry about that. I
No,
was
it's
thinking to myself,
fine.
I was like,
Fine.
man, I'm sorry, Adeline / Oswald / Dario.
Yeah, Adeline and Dario have stood around for a little bit.
You could always do some intimate healing to pass the time by.
That's true. I am at full health, though.
Dario didn't deal with it especially well.
Interestingly enough, there was no damage taken either, so.
I
Except
have a
on
question.
Octa.
You should somehow turn your healing into like a potion, so that way you can always just save it and have it handy.
So
I think I see what you're trying to imply there, and that's nasty.
Yes, Tup. So we can get off of this line of conversation.
right. So what I was saying was, okay. So just so I'm understanding the timeline correctly, the last thing we did was get back from that different dimension with the red dragon and everything. Well, plane, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
And then before that, we'd just gotten back from the forest and shit.
Yes.
And that was a whole thing.
But we
How
came,
long were we?
You guys had a
Negative
long
2
rest
minutes.
before actually leaving. Fucking.
The other dimension.
Yeah, you had a long rest before leaving or on the way
right.
of leaving the forest. Then you got back to the tavern and talked to Firo and promptly got teleported against your will to a different plane of existence, wherein
definitely.
you fought a bunch of devils, met up with some people that that Dario has no idea who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Got a magical item, saw Jeff fuck about for like an hour.
That was interesting.
And then you got out, and now you have a bag, and then And then Jeff was like, "Hey guys, let's go investigate this alchemist place." And then we went over there stealthily, without causing a ruckus. And Jeff went in first with a spider, and I was like, "Hey Jeff, can you give me some numbers?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And then he gave me some numbers, and I tried to teleport down there, and some shit went down, and blah blah blah, and now we're here.
Got him. Okay, so that puts things together a little better for me. I'm gonna read manga until we get back to started again.
Do your thing. What are you reading?
Okay, I just finished the most recent One Punch Man, and
One
now I'm doing
Punch!
yes, exactly. So now I'm reading My Hero Academia, and I'm gonna finish up with One Piece. That's my usual routine.
There you go. I'm reading all the things you guys were typing because I was not reading it as I was talking.
I'm glad. Are you enjoying it?
So far, yeah, you guys shouting at each other.
In the middle of the fucking night.
I'm back.
Cool.
Did someone say Oscar? Since you
Yeah, someone
typed
called you
Oswald?
Oscar.
I'm sorry.
Always tap.
Sorry. Oscar, Oswald. It starts with O. It has an A in it. That was close.
I was excited for you to travel over to Sycege's fortress there for a second.
Right? I was like, man, let's get some shit to go down.
Right?
You may be excited, but I was not. I was not excited for you.
Like, I'm
Hint,
not
hint.
gonna
Could
sit-
be a bad time.
right.
Maybe.
I imagine so.
So I just got back. Did you not actually go read?
Go what?
To
did
Sycege's
not.
fortress? Oh.
No, okay.
No, I just walked. I just did my laundry.
He's still in the process of taking it over, and I could just jump in the middle of an undead army and be like,
Okay.
He
No,
told me
yeah.
he wasn't here yet, but I went in there anyways.
No, I walked away from that part, so I didn't hear any of that.
That'd be, if I did that, that'd be like a whole nother session on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely. I would have to
But no,
prepare
I'm-
that separately, definitely.
Shot! Basically.
But yeah, my character's busy making his way to Lord Martillo's.
Okay.
So you're gonna walk to Martillo's on your own?
Well, I have no idea when the party's gonna be back, so yeah, I'd be heading to his place.
Okay. So as you walk down the main roads, the guards are doing their normal patrols. You can see that they're kind of scattered, but there's a lot more of them than there usually are in these areas, and you're not really sure why. The rest of the party knows that they are nowhere in the Casero area, which means that they've doubled up on some of the patrols in this area. As you're walking around, you don't really see as many thugs as normal on the way to Lord Martillo's, but once you get to his mansion, you do see a lot of bodyguards and stuff like that all hanging out around his place in various locations. Some of them on the balconies. There's a couple archers that are on the rooftops and balconies of neighboring houses and such. And then there are 2 armed guards that are at the front door. And I assume you approach them.
Yeah.
State your business. Martillo's a busy man, eh? Especially
A
tonight.
letter. A letter from the Grand Wizard.
Oh, from
Amir.
the Grand Wizard, you say? Can I see it? Make sure you're not full of shit.
Yeah, as I was saying that, I'd be pulling out the letter.
Okay, and you unfurl it and show him. Yeah, that's her mark, all right, and a fancy little signature. Well, follow me then. But no funny business. Martillo's not really likely to forgive you for such things. And he opens up the door and walks inside with you. And this mansion's it's not as marbly as the palace was, but it is very fine. There's a lot of reds and blacks that are decorated. The light is kept very low and candlelit, enough for the human guards and stuff to walk around and be able to see where they're going, but not bright enough for you to discern a lot of the surrounding colors. But you can tell that a lot of the decorations are red and blacks. There's a couple various paintings on the walls. There's a fireplace on the far side of this sort of main entrance, which is probably about the same size, if not bigger, than the tavern itself, the one that you guys have been frequenting. And he, as you walk in, he sort of walks towards the middle of the room before drifting to the right a little bit. And you hear him knock on the door. Martillo, someone from Amiria has come to see you. Shall I send him in? You hear some faint footsteps approach the door. After a while, the door opens and you see Lord Martillo standing right there. You said someone from the Grand Wizard has come to see me. And he looks at the thug, and then he looks to you. Ah, I have seen your face before. Come in, let us have a conversation. You want me to stand out here, sir? No, you can go back to your original post. If he tries something, I should be plenty capable. Yes, sir. And he walks away as he glances you up and down, sort of remembering who you are and what you look like, just in case he ever has to pick you out of a crowd or something.
Right.
And then he walks out back towards the front door, and Lord Martillo stands at the door. Come, have a seat. Would you like a drink?
Thank you for the offer, but I'm fine for now.
Very well. I will have wine myself. And if you happen to want something, he points to a small little dresser, or I guess a small little chest that has a bunch of different nice vials on top that are filled at various levels with what you would assume is different liquors and wines and such, as well as a few glasses that look to be made of crystal from afar, but you're not quite sure. But he closes the door as he shows you to a seat, and he has a nice little desk with a very lovely chair behind it. He goes and sits down and starts clearing the desk of different papers and such that he has and starts putting them away. So, what does Amiria need from me this time?
It concerns the fighting that it's about to happen, and I guess, hand the letter to him or towards him.
All right, and he grabs the letter. I will not play dumb. You were there. You heard what I had said. I will not deny. We plan to eradicate all caseros. But why is she concerned about it? And he's reading the letter as he asks you this question.
Well, as far as I'm aware, Grand Wizard Amira is for the people, and one part of the town slaughtering the other. Doesn't really sound like that'd be for the people.
So she just wants to make sure that the innocents are not caught in the crossfire, huh? Well, I can assure that we're not after innocent people. We are only after those that are guilty. Guilty of killing my folks. Guilty of torturing them. Guilty of kidnapping. Poison. All sorts of things. I'm aware that you are one of the ones that fight the transformed beast, no?
Yes, I did assist in taking down the beast.
And after that, you do not want to kill who is responsible?
I have no quarrels with taking out those concerning the beast issue. However, you mentioned earlier that you wanted all of the Kasara family taken out, including women and children who may be innocent.
Tell me, what is your name again?
I am Oswald.
Do you know the smell of wet dog?
Trying to think how I would respond to that question.
I mean, more than likely Oswald would know what a wet dog smells like.
Well, but I meant more like why is this
gotcha.
question being asked? But
Bruh.
I guess I am familiar, but
And have
why?
you not smelt that stench all over Casero territory? They are dogs, nothing more. They are not human no more. All of them are creatures, more than less. And we will just do our due diligence and eradicate them before they infect other people or transform other people. The innocents that you want to protect. How can you be sure the Caseros are not trying to turn the whole town into these beasts?
I would agree that those in charge of this should be stopped, but I highly doubt children are involved in that manner.
Well, I do not know if you have ever been to the orphanage, but a lot of the children have gone missing. When I have found them, they have attacked me, not as children, but as creatures. I have had to kill these children with my bare hands, and it saddens me. And knowing that the Caseros are behind it, I cannot allow it to happen anymore. So you see, killing the children that are aligned with Casero is preventing them from killing more of my children.
It is unfortunate that they are experimenting on children, and I do wish that they are put to an end immediately, but should we find those who are not involved, who are not turned,
And how can you be sure?
they have serums that they produce, and I'll pull out a vial and show him.
Ah, so you have
Perhaps
seen
they're-
the alchemist.
I have not seen the alchemist personally, but I went to his place after it was blown up, and this is what I found.
Ah, I see, I see. So what you are proposing is that we put off our little assault so that we can figure out who to kill and who not to kill?
That would be better than just slaughtering all, innocent or not.
He looks back over the letter one more time. Ah, if Amiria gets involved, it will make my job so much harder. Fine. We will put off the assault, but I will, and mark my words, I will be finding every one of them if I can, and I will be slaying them like the dogs they are. And that's...
Could you repeat that sentence? It kind of cut out.
Yeah, sorry. This mic is shit. I will find out who all these beasts are, and I will put them down like the dogs they are, whether they are men, women, or children. If they can transform into these creatures, they do not deserve to live.
I understand putting those down who have turned, though perhaps with these serums there may be a way to create an antidote as well to unturn children.
And we could try that, but if it takes too long, I will resort to my methods. I'm fairly good at it, after all. As he says that, he takes a sip of his wine.
I understand self-preservation, though, if possible, it would be... Hold on, sorry, I lost my thought there.
You're good.
If possible, it would still be nice to cure those who were forced to turn.
Ah, so what you're telling me is you have information that some of these folks were not doing it as willingly as I have previously thought.
The men that, or the beast that we defeated in the tavern, they did return to their human form, and one of them did speak about how they just turn who they want.
Interesting, because the man that Mr. Pinkerton has been talking to for quite a few days did not tell us that. He told us that they were warriors of Casero, that he was bringing up an army to take us out once and for all, to show them what beasts really do.
Perhaps Casero is, and if Casero himself is doing that, then he is an issue. But I still do not approve of innocents that are being dragged into it, being slaughtered.
Well, your issues have been heard, and I will have my men stand down for the time being. But if Casero lifts one more finger in hostility towards my family or my properties, I will strike with the fury of the Martillos. Is that understood? If Amiria and yourself wish to get involved, well, hopefully you pick the winning side.
I do understand, and I have no issue with those that are tainted intentionally being taken out. Again, my concern is having the innocents not slaughtered with them.
As I understand, yes. I do not enjoy killing unless they have done me wrong. So, don't worry, my men will be told to stand down. And I would probably go try to talk to the Casero folks themselves and give them a fair bit of warning. If you truly want to see the innocents live. Otherwise, if he thinks that this is a moment of weakness, he will strike.
I understand.
Well, if there's anything else I can do for you, speak. Otherwise, I must go and inform Firo.
No, that is all I had. I would be returning to the others I was with to see
Very
what they
well.
are up to.
He stands up and he walks towards the door and opens it to see you out.
I'll walk out.
You have a wonderful night now. And be careful. The streets are dangerous.
I'll look to him, do like a slight nod, and be on my way.
And he stands there watching as you head towards the exit. As you leave, the two gentlemen there make sure the door is closed behind you. And then, what would you like to do from now?
I guess I will head back to the tavern. I'm going to assume that when the party's done, they would probably head that way.
More than likely. So, yeah, your whole conversation with Lord Martillo, getting there and getting to the tavern, takes roughly about 35 minutes or so. Is the rest of the party heading to the tavern, or what are the
Shadow
what are they
is
Yeah, it
whatever
seems reasonable.
whatever the hell else everyone else decides. Shadow is going to the tavern.
Yeah, I'm
Shadow
getting the hell out of here, Jesus Christ.
is not down about staying out for much longer.
Cat's
Okay.
trying to kill us, god damn it.
All right. So yeah, as you guys head towards the tavern, with you all, you guys all approach the tavern roughly about the same time. You guys that went to the sewers arrived before Oswald, but as you're about to walk in, you guys do see him coming down the alley or the main street towards the tavern. You guys open up the tavern door and walk in, and everyone seems to be gearing up still. Firo seems to be looking over some various boxes and such. Oh yeah, that'll do nicely. That'll really show him, yeah. Oh, this one
So-
was perfectly crafted.
Am I like already with them since or am I still like a few feet behind?
You're a few feet behind, but as they walk in, Firo's still doing this when you walk in as well. So you're all there now, and you're watching Firo as he opens up these boxes, looks through them a little bit, and closes them. And then there's a mage that's behind him that casts a couple arcane runes that look exactly like the ones on the box that Jeff delivered to the alchemist.
Well, as they're doing that, I'm going to approach Firo.
I want to unpolymorph the lady from the spider.
Oh, she's still.
Yeah, she's been a spider this entire time.
Oh, that poor woman.
I'll put her on the
Exactly.
ground.
It's like I thought she'd be turned back as soon as we got out, but no. Just get on me.
You
We're
didn't get a
taking a
chance
walk.
to.
All right, so Jeff puts the spider down and cancels out the spell, and an old woman, or no, a young woman pops out, and she looks around. She's like, "Oh my god, no!"
Yeah, we gotta compare notes.
At this point, she looks to you, Jeff. Please, may I leave?
I mean, do you need help? I mean, I'm sure. anybody
No,
here could-
no help, please. I just want to go.
Oh, yeah, you're pretty
Yeah,
good.
about that, we need some witnesses here. So before you leave, kind lady, we need you to corroborate our story. and the
As
things that
Dario's
we-
saying that, I'm going to interject and be like, this old woman looks terrified.
That
Oh,
is entirely
we rescued
bad,
her,
but we have a lot of blood that could be spilled if we don't make sure we get our stuff right.
We rescued her, and I had to polymorph to make sure she got out of a place she was in.
So as you guys are talking, the tavern doors open and Lord Martillo walks in. Firo, may I speak with you outside, please? Yeah, sure thing, boss. You guys keep doing this. I'll be right back to check on your progress. And as he walks back, he looks, oh, hey, you guys, oh, God. You fucking stink. Oh, man.
Yeah, like
We have some important
Shadow
things to
has
tell you.
gone to take a
Oh, yeah,
shower.
I'm sure. But right now,
Hey.
I got to talk to the big man himself. I'll be right back, huh?
Okay. Yep.
And he walks outside. Probably about a minute to a minute and a half is going to transpire before he comes back in. So I assume Shadow is taking a bath. So you go
She
upstairs
has
to do
already
that, or?
left. That is the first thing she did.
Okay. So Shadow left on her own. Jeff, you are also cleaning yourself.
I mean, how fast can I shower?
Do you have
mean,
prestidigitation?
I do not.
Yeah, so you would have
5 minutes.
Yeah, it'd probably be about a 5-minute shower. Or you can just sit in your filth.
I'd rather wait and sit in my filth and then
Oh.
Okay.
get a better shower later.
So
Let
you
it
are a
permeate.
stinky boy.
You
Dario,
have disadvantage on
Adeline.
all charisma throws.
Yep.
So yeah, Dario,
Honestly-
Adeline, and Oswald are all nice and clean. And they're kind of just they're a little further away from you than normal just because of your stench. You do kind of reek.
Fine, I'll go take a shower.
So once you finally get the hint, you go upstairs.
You see the looks that we're giving you, like, bruh, bruh, bruh.
So you guys are all hanging out in the downstairs while Shadow and Jeff are showering. And then Firo walks back in with Lord Martillo. And Firo goes, hey, guys, listen. Forget everything that I've told you, all our plans, everything like that. Margaret, you're good to go. We appreciate you. Your payment will be there tomorrow morning. The rest of you can go with your families. Be on guard. But for now, everything's off. You hear me? So don't go attacking nobody. Otherwise, it's going to get really hairy, and we can't be doing that. Right, sir? Yes. We have come to a slight agreement for now. And as long as the Caseros do not attack, we will not attack them. So do not go looking for trouble, otherwise you will answer to me personally. And he looks at everybody, and he's got a very piercing gaze. You watch as a lot of these men, they're very tough looking, and when the gaze meets, they kind of get nervous and start looking away and such. Am I understood? And you hear everybody in that tavern go, yes, sir. Very good. Firo, as you were. And then he walks outside, and you can watch him as he starts making his way back towards his mansion on his own. A couple of guards trailing behind him very slowly. Oh, well, what a turn of events. He looks towards all of you. I'm going to assume you guys had something to do with this, huh?
Are we back from showering?
No, you are not.
It'd just be Dario, Adeline, and I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not know yet what Adeline, Dario, and the others are up to, but I went to the Grand Wizard, and she procured a letter that I gave to Lord Martillo.
Oh, very good. Look at you, resourceful. And what about you guys? And he looks at Adeline and Dario. What did you guys find?
I saw. Oh boy. Okay, so my friends, they investigated the exploded alchemist lab. They saw a lot of weird things. Looked down there, and I got to talk with a very aggressive talking cat.
Oh, so you've seen those
And
fucking
not the
cats
one-
too?
Yes!
Okay, so
That
you
cat's
know
a shit talker, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's over here, litters on his paws and shit, and he's talking to me like I'm something.
Okay, so you get it. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to strangle that cat so bad, but, you know, I know Casero takes pride in his pets, so that'd probably be an act of war right there.
Hey.
Did you see him licking his butthole and shit? I'm assuming Tep just died.
Dario's done. He's dead.
I'll assume that's a yeah. You saw that too.
KO! One hit KO!
Yes.
Take 10d10 psychic
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah, psychic, yeah.
He looks at Adeline. What'd you see?
I saw a spider come out, and all of a sudden it became a woman.
That's some creepy shit.
Is that woman still there, by the way?
Sounds
They
like
left.
Okay.
It is a most usual day for our situation.
you said a
usual.
spider turned into a woman. That sounds like Jeff's doing.
I assume it was. He had me indicate when it was out of the sewers, and that is when it turned into a woman.
Well, sounds like the sewers did lead somewhere relating to the alchemist.
I am thoroughly uninformed.
I looked at Fura. I do not know what Lord Martillo said to you, but he spoke to me and said he still wants to speak to Pissarro and obviously figure out what's going on.
Yeah, he probably wants to see if Casero wants the truce again that they had for a while. But I don't know what you told Montillo, but normally he doesn't do this, so obviously he's got a good reason to, which leads me to believe maybe Lord Casera didn't actually transform our folks. Is that what you're getting at?
Shadow like bursts down the stairs. Hero!
Oh, hey, what's going on, Shadow?
Alright, check out these notes I found from crazy alchemist guy who was not dead, but is now dead.
Wait, hold on. You said the alchemist guy's not dead?
Well,
Well,
he was alive.
he was.
Okay,
Right.
basically, may I explain? Basically, he escaped the explosion, then we found him, and then we killed him.
Hold on, where the fuck did he escape to? That place was burnt to cinders. You saw it.
I'll give you one hint. Did you smell when we came in?
Oh, I fucking smelled you from a mile away, yeah.
Sewers.
Hold on,
Sewers.
that means he was in the sewers?
Well,
The
he
sewers,
was.
yes.
Yes.
But Jeff, you told me you delivered it to his hands, right?
Oh, I did. And then he promptly shut the door in my face and then told me to leave.
Okay, so then how the hell did he get to the sewers
So,
immediately?
funny story about that. We went back to the scene of the crime, and I used my spider to go down into the sewers, and then we saw a small door in the sewer, and that led to a room where he was in. He was concocting a potion, brewing up something, and then he went further into his sewer layer, and he was experimenting on people. He was feeding that potion. He fed the potion to a man, which turned him into a werewolf, werebear. And then Shadow and I got into his lair. We
Speaking of werebear, do you think that has a time limit on how long he stays transformed?
I think it's permanent.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
it seems the effect may be permanent, but they can still go in and out of the form, assuming
Well, that
it
was his
similar
first
to
time,
the people
though.
we encountered last time.
Oh.
But basically, we Shadow came. We destroyed his potion. His concocting. We collected a lot of his notes. Shadow has
Shadow has everything in bag.
that wasn't now down in his room. We also found our friend Atka. That's neat.
Yeah.
Yes.
There she is, purple. See?
Yeah.
She's not doing so hot right now.
I
Yeah, she
did
doesn't
forget
look
to
good.
mention this.
And then, he was about to unleash the werebear since he saw his potion was destroyed, and then I used my spider to shock him. He tried to escape after the werebear attacked him. I chased him down as a mongoose, and then I killed him.
Oh, so hold on. You turned into a mongoose and you killed the man as a mongoose?
Well, the werebear did attack the alchemist in human form before he tried to escape.
And then you just bit his fucking ankle and he died?
I think he's
Yeah.
pretty injured.
Achilles heel, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
We were racing through the sewers. I was chasing after this rat, and yeah.
So wait. You were chasing a rat, but you bit him? That doesn't make sense.
He turned into
the rat.
something, or he turned into a rat. Yeah, but that's probably how he escaped from the explosion.
Oh,
in the
you
first
know
place.
what? Hey, if he's able to turn other people, more than likely he tested it on himself. You know those crazy wizard folks and alchemists do that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that he
Also-
must have been a rat himself, which is why he escaped, which means that you're not an idiot, and we just were blindsided by this guy. He got a one-up on us, huh?
Well, there's
Yeah.
also this note here I pull out and read to everybody.
Oh.
Oh.
So this
I
alchemist
That
is
is-
acting on
I
his
forget
own.
exactly what the note said.
Damning.
Yeah, it said roughly, because I did not write it down either. It said, cease your foul experiments. This is not the path that we are taking, and if you continue, you will be brought to judgment by my hand, Sergio Casero.
Speaking
Yeah.
of experiment, Shadow pulls out all of his notes.
Oh shit! So you got everything. Can I see it?
Yes.
Hells yeah.
Shadow
Sure.
hands him the notes.
And he
you
starts
go.
ruffling through it, and he's like, "Wow, this guy's been working on this for some time, it seems." And he looks at it, he's like, "Huh. Apparently a trio of wizards came and told him about this kind of thing. That's weird."
Okay, the moment he said trio wizards, Oswald like goes to the paperwork as well.
Yeah, you see that right there? Trio of wizards taught me that you can change people with a certain serum. Ingredients
Trio,
are
wow.
unknown.
It's important.
Yeah,
Serum.
it'll probably take a little bit of time in order to rifle through all this stuff, but
Well, I'm gonna quickly rifle through, like, glance, like, see if there's like names or anything.
go ahead and do an investigation check for me, as Firo hands you the book real fast.
Do I sense some backstory?
Backstory.
So the
No.
alchemist does talk about a trio of wizards that came from the west, but he doesn't have any specifics on them except for they know how to transform people.
They came from the west, peddling transformation.
Yeah, and they
Okay. That sounded like a good startup for something.
but the alchemist denotes that they used magic to do it, but told him how to possibly use serums and potions to have a similar effect. And this all sort of coalesced in your mind as you're like, these might be the same folks that did this to my father. Because it sounds odd. It sounds almost exactly the same scenario.
Well, yeah,
except-
like, if they said they used magic, but they taught him how to turn it to a serum, I'm going to assume it's the same three people,
Yep.
at the moment at least.
Yes. With that information, though, Fiero goes, so then that must mean the alchemist, now that he's gone, we don't have to worry about people transforming, so this whole infection thing's done too, right?
I have no idea.
That depends if the wizards were teaching more than just one man. However, I do not think the infection is related to beast transformation.
You don't
For-
think so?
The Grand Wizard herself was dealing with an infected patient, and this man had a spider growing within him.
Hold on. A whole fucking spider? How big
That
was
is
it? Like this
correct.
big? And he just holds out his palm.
No, it grew and took over the inside of the man's abdomen.
A whole fucking man? First of all, I don't like spiders. And he looks at Jeff. That spider's
I mean-
okay, but I don't fucking like spiders now.
It's okay, Frederick.
Well, apparently these spiders will bite into people, and I'll try to like use my hands to show how big the bite marks were based on what I saw from that other guy.
So about this fucking big?
Yes.
If you come across anyone with bite marks like this, I would advise you take him to the Grand Wizard immediately.
Okay, yeah, I'll make sure that all my guys know about that. Do you know about where these folks have been getting bit from? Are they just walking around the streets, all of a sudden, they get bit? Or what?
She thinks these spiders may be coming from the sewers, but she doesn't know.
Huh, well, Sounds like we need to see what's going on in the sewers then.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
cue Jeff from his shower. Huh? No?
Oh, yeah.
Weren't you running away from something?
Yes, there. After I took down the alchemist, there was a bunch of footsteps coming towards me, and we had to quickly leave the sewers. Also, there is a werebear that's in the sewers right now that may or may not be fighting said people or said mob coming towards me at the time.
Huh. Well, ain't that a big quick event or a quick turn of events?
Yes. So these notes, where are they going?
Well, I was gonna probably see if Dr. Gear could look at them, or maybe
Okay.
the Grand Wizard herself could look at them.
Dr. Gear?
Yeah, either Dr. Gear or the Grand Wizard. One of those two.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I'd like to be the one to deliver them.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Men, I think I know who these men are.
Okay,
I'd
yeah.
like to go with you.
Then I guess I'll pack up, pile up the notes, put them together.
Well, hold on, Oswald. I understand that you're the one that talked to Lord Martillo?
You said Lord Martillo? You got out again.
Yeah. Are you the one that talked to Lord Martillo to get him to not have us attack anymore?
Yes, I delivered a letter that the Grand Wizard wrote.
Have you already talked to the Caseros about it too? Do they know that we're kind of at a truce right now? Or are they gonna attack us?
I have no idea. All I know is your side was preparing to attack. But I have no idea what the Casaros were up to.
Well, I don't
You
know
should
if my...
probably go talk to them if they were going to attack the Martillos.
Yeah, that'd be my thoughts, honestly. Because if they assault us, and he points to the boxes behind him, it's gonna be lit night.
No, Lord Martillo himself is already aware that if they attack, the fight will be on. But again, as I said, I do not know if they were going to be aggressive on their end or not.
Well, okay. But I think your shadow friend over here has a good idea. You guys are obviously a neutral party for the most part. You guys could go talk to them and make sure they understand this. Because I understand the whole thing with you guys going and searching those remains and such was to avoid innocent bloodshed. So,
And find friend.
yeah,
possibly.
and to find your friend, possibly, which you did. Good job on that. But, yeah,
Good job,
if you leave it undone right now, there's no telling what the Caseros are up to. Especially with Dario over here talking about some cat licking his butthole.
Who do we even approach with this?
Actually, I'm sure if you go... Oh,
Let's
what-
just go find the cats again.
I mean, are they good informants of? I was upstairs for this.
Never mind.
They seem to have connections.
The
I'd take
cat.
that. I'd take that letter with you too. That way they understand.
Right.
Well, I'll leave you guys to that because I'm not sure if it's safe for me or my men to go into the territory. And if they attack one of us and we die, you know, I'm not holding back.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
what time is it now? Is it right now?
It'd be about
Approximately
9.
9.
Oh, so it's only been an hour. Okay.
Well,
Sure,
wouldn't it be like 9:30 then?
9:30-ish.
Yeah, with us talking in there
Yeah.
for a bit.
Yeah.
9:30.
We can go do this right now, real fast.
All right. Well, yeah. Worst case scenario, I guess we go to war, right? And we're ready for it.
Yeah.
Beto would be out of there so fast.
All right. Well, good luck on y'all's journey. And once you figure out what to do with that book, let me know. Maybe I can send some of my guys with you down in the sewers.
Okay.
With that, he starts helping everybody kind of put away all of their plans that they had, all their different munitions and weapons. And everyone starts putting stuff away and leaving the tavern, going back to their original posts to do whatever it is that gangsters do. And then you guys leave the tavern. Where do you head first?
Also, before we left the tavern, I would have made sure to take those notes with me.
Yeah, you got the notes. because they were in Shadow's possession. He handed it over to Furo. Furo handed it to you. So you have one book, and Shadow has the other.
All right, let us go back to the alchemist place.
Okay, sounds good. And then I'd like to fill in Oswald on all the details of our last hour and a half.
Now, this book, are like all the notes, can they be taken out or are they like part of the book? In other words, like, am I fumbling papers or can I just like flip pages?
You can flip pages and such. It's like a crudely put together notebook. Like you could undo the twine and move the papers around, but they're all kind of binded with twine to make it a little more organized.
Right, well, as long as it's not like, if they're not loose, they're not gonna like fall or fly away.
Correct. Yeah, they're
I'm
not
gonna-
loose,
I'm
so
gonna-
you're good.
I'm gonna be like reading it as I walk with them. Like,
Okay.
I'm gonna be glued to those notes for a while.
All right, roll me 3 separate investigation checks, and then more than likely I will type up what you find later and just send it in a message. All right, cool.
Wow.
As you guys are reading, or as you're reading and walking, you guys get to the alchemist place. You get midway there, and you see the cats are starting to peer from the rooftops again and watch you as you guys move. Once you get to the alchemist place, one of the cats jumps down and approaches. It looks to be the same cat, but they're all black cats with yellow eyes. So you've returned. What do you require? Is this a hostile visit?
No, it's very,
no.
very friendly. Very friendly.
Alright, well,
We came to deliver a message, actually.
Am I there?
Yeah, Dario's there.
yeah. As he said
Hi.
that,
Or
I'm going to
Caseros?
close my book, put it in the bag, and then pull out that letter I had.
Okay. From the Grand Wizard?
Yeah.
Okay. So you pull it out. The cat comes over and she sits and she's like, and you sort of open it up so that she can read it. Huh. So, the Grand Wizard told Lord Martillo to leave us be. And I assume she would expect the same from us as well,
Yes. If need be, I'm sure she'd be willing to write another letter specifically to Casaro.
It should be unnecessary. Casero was more on the defensive for this whole matter, as we have an informant that told us about the attack. So we were well prepared. But I will make sure that he realizes that Lord Martillo has been forced to a truce, and we will no longer be hostile towards Martillos in their territory. But I must ask, how did you convince Lord Martillo not to attack anymore?
It's not me who convinced him, it was the Grand Wizard Amira.
And how did you convince her to help?
I
I-
gained an audience to speak to her about preventing the massacre of one side of the town or the other.
And why would you do this? Why do you care about us if you've been working with them?
I do not work for either. I care that innocents do not get harmed.
Really, the only point that was working for the Matillos was
Yeah, we
Jeff
were.
trying to get money from Firo because he just likes money.
Oh yeah,
But
that's true.
we've just been trying to find this one, Akta.
Yes, I wasn't being duplicitous when I said that we weren't really working for anybody, and we were just here looking for fucking people. And I wasn't going to immediately kowtow to a. Oh wait, I should. This is sort of in character.
Yeah.
Yes, this is in
Oh, did
character.
Did you
I wasn't
say
going to
you
kowtow.
pointed to Octa? Are y'all dragging around her dazed and confused body? Because she's
I
dead
hope
weight.
not.
Leave her at the
No, we're definitely
And-
just dragging her around places. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Yeah, she's in the tavern sleeping it off.
yeah.
But she looks towards Oswald. You were there the day of the explosion. You followed an old woman who delivered a package to make sure that you were guarding her. I assume that means you were working with them.
I used the sending stone real quick. Do you want to tell the cat that was you? I was just keeping an eye on you, or what?
I can tell. When I speak up and I say, "Excuse me, uh, that old one was me. I was disguising myself. At the time, I did not know what that package was, and I was simply told to deliver to a certain location, and I followed orders."
So, you were the one that delivered the package, and it was Firo that told you to deliver it, no?
Yes.
Thank you for telling the truth. I already
It
knew
wasn't
the
a
truth,
lie.
but we have eyes everywhere in this city. As you can expect, you watch as a lot of the other cats are kind of grooming themselves. One of them is licking their butthole specifically up on the roof.
I did not notice he had so many eyes.
We are everywhere. We see everything, and we let Casero know. Why do you think he's been able to survive the onslaught of the Martillos? But I tell this all to you in good faith that you will not reveal all of our secrets.
Of course
Otherwise, we might have issues in the future. I will relay this information to Lord Casero, but I also must ask, if you killed the alchemist down in the sewers, do you know
Yeah.
why he was transforming people?
Oh,
I don't know. He's probably just crazy.
I pull out the letter and read it to them.
The Casero one?
Yeah.
And yeah, you read it to him. So Casero knew of this alchemist and what he was doing, and told him to stop, and I guess he did not. So this proves our side's innocence, and Martillo's side's ignorance. Very well, this is all well and due. I will tell Lord Casero we have nothing to worry about. Hopefully the Martillos keep to their side of the bargain, and then we can all come to peace.
I do have a question though,
Go for
if
it.
you're willing to answer. When I was down in the sewer, I heard many footsteps coming towards me. Was that your people, or
We
was-
try not to tread in the sewers. It's a filthy place. But I assume do you know which sector of the sewers it was? It would
I
have
have
been
no
like
idea.
the northern portion from where you went down.
the north section?
Yeah, we do not tread, and usually we only keep to the sewers that are around our immediate area. We do not venture towards Martillo territory, and that is more towards neutral territory where none of us go.
And the Martillos did not know who that was either.
Probably not. I do not think that they use the sewers. In fact, they usually keep them pretty well guarded on the entrances, so that might have been
think-
some neutral party.
Oh, and keep an eye out for a werebear, because before we killed the alchemist, he was able to transform one last person into a werebear, and that werebear is very much free under the sewers,
Noted.
and he may be fighting that mob of
Go
people that
bathroom.
is coming towards me.
I
Glitter?
don't think so.
Well, we appreciate you, but we will be off now.
Before you go, you said you keep eyes everywhere.
Oh, yes.
How much did you keep eyes on the alchemist?
He rarely left his house. So, obviously, we did not have any reason to be suspicious of him. Although we did make sure to note any of his comings and goings. And he never really left. He was more brought stuff. Such
Did
as when
you-
you brought that bomb to him.
Did you know he could shapeshift?
We had no clue.
Yeah, he could.
Was there ever a point where 3 men approached him?
I do remember Butcher heading to his facility and going in, and they were gone for about a day.
Well, instead of like, I'll kind of like describe like 3 old wizard-like people to them.
Oh. She thinks back. I faintly remember 3 robed figures going to his house, but they were only there for a short time before they left and never returned.
Do you by chance recall the color of their robes?
I do believe they were just wearing black robes.
I see, and that's all I say.
Okay.
Do y'all hear that in the background? The
I did
kids and all that?
hear a child, but it was very faint.
No, I did not.
So at this point, the cats sort of do like a bow, kind of. Y'all be careful. And then they start to disperse and jump around the roofs and dart down alleyways and go back to their normal cat things. And you guys are standing there.
Would you like to go back to the tavern now? Or can you deliver these notes tomorrow? Because it's rather late.
Yeah, it's about 10 o'clock at this point.
Chateau is very mentally exhausted.
It feels like I've been up for 2 days.
Yes, it has. Oh, and by the way, did that happen? Because I distinctly remember that happening. I was finishing my spell and was not able to talk to you guys about it earlier.
Yeah, we think it
What are
happened.
you guys talking about?
Magic stuff. It's
Oh, you weren't
whatever.
there.
What's
Man.
magic stuff? Be more specific.
Oh, I'm supposed to be more specific about all kinds of magic stuff that happens all the time. I'm not the magician here. Okay, you know what? It's
There
fine.
are lots of magic things that happen in the world.
well,
Exactly.
I'm
How
sure
am I
we
supposed
can-
to know exactly what kind of magic stuff is happening at any given?
I'm sure we can talk about this more once we go back to the tavern.
okay,
I-
let's head back.
Also, there's something more important that I want to talk about. Like, isn't there a third party here that we're not really thinking about?
Oh, the bee people.
The them,
The people in the
Bartons.
sewer?
the B team. Yeah.
Oh.
The buttons.
Yeah, we haven't really met many of the ruling family, the Bartons, like at all, and we don't know
Yeah.
who that mysterious third party was in the sewers. We'll have to investigate more.
Well, it seems we're coming across the main two that are fighting for now, so
Yes.
Woof, this sure is a bugbear. Catch you all on the flip side next time in Dragon Ball Z. I look.
He looks at the camera. That's what he said.
probably.
Oh, I
Yeah.
mean, we're not done just yet, but
I know that's the joke.
okay. So you guys approach the tavern, and it looks like some of the common folk have come out for a quick drink before returning home to go to sleep. The guards have started to go back to their original post, whether it's in the Casero or Martillo area. You can also see some of the lights come on as you guys are leaving Casero territory, and people exiting the houses, all of them well armed, ready to go. So they knew very well in advance that an attack was coming. You're not sure how. You guessed that maybe the cats had something to do with it after what they just told you, but there's no way to confirm. At the tavern, what do you guys want to do?
Well, you mentioned Shadow still had one of the books,
Yes.
so I would look to Shadow and be like, do you mind if I read those notes as well?
And I chime in, and I would also like to look at the notes.
Okay. So as you guys are
little
looking,
sleepover in our room.
yeah.
Yes.
So as you guys are, you guys got your hot chocolate, you got your blankets, you're all wearing pajamas, you're reading through these books, giggling and stuff. I'm just kidding, no giggles. But the one book is mostly notes about sort of like day 13. I tried doing this, blah blah blah, and he's kind of just writing down what he does specifically. Whereas the other notebook is all about the ingredients he's tried and what the effects are. You notice that he's got 3 different potions that he concocted. One of them takes bear fur and makes them into a werebear. The other one, rat fur, turns them into a rat. Another one takes the hair of a boar, turns them into a boar. And then there's a couple other creatures that he notes in there: badger, tiger, cat, wolf.
Question.
Yes.
So, is there anything in the book regards to a cure or
No.
like something that would remove?
This man was not interested in curing. He was interested in inflicting, so he didn't even research how to reverse the effects.
Well, I'm double glad he's dead then. In character.
You
And,
guys, Oswald specifically, would be looking for any traces of spider, and there is none. But you guys have all the information that he had on how to make this potion. The only ingredient that you do not know is what was in that cauldron, as there is a question mark, and it says wizard special serum.
Um, can I make copies of all these?
You could do that during your long rest, yeah.
Okay.
I would say 2 long rests it would take to copy 1 whole book. So
Okay.
you'll have to do it over the course of a night. That way you can actually get some rest.
Okay. Is there anything else I can use my checks to learn anything else, or no?
What are you trying to look for?
Specifically more about these 3 individuals.
So the journal that depicts like what he was doing over the course of his research, there's only the one section of 3 robed men approached me. They gave me a special batch of serum and then told me to mix it with these things to brew potions that could transform people.
Okay.
So they gave him whatever serum he had in that pot, in that cauldron, but he didn't know how to make that serum by scratch.
Okay. But aside from that, like,
Other than that, he had no dealings with these dudes.
okay, and he couldn't do anything else without that initial serum batch.
Yeah, so he only had a limited supply, but more than likely, you could probably deduct that he wasn't necessarily looking for this. It just dawned upon him, and for whatever reason, these 3 robed men, well, yeah, he would say robed men came. He didn't see their faces or anything because they were hooded the whole time. But he did say that they approached him with this knowledge for free for whatever reason. And then probably during his research, it drove him crazy.
Okay. That's all I have.
All right. So as you guys all are looking through the rest of these notes and such, you guys all sort of, unwind, take off your armor, you get cleaned up and ready for bed. It's about 11:30 before you're all starting to doze in and out of sleep. And with that, as you do fall asleep, we will go ahead and end tonight's session.
Okay.
And I will
Yeah.
end my stream real quick. But what's up, Reed?
Well, no, you can end the stream.
Okay.
I'm just saying my character would, get what rest is needed, but he'd still be studying those notes. I'm trying to figure out if there's any additional information regarding those robed men, if
Okay.
you can find anything on it.
All right. So I'll be
And
right back. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that session. Lots of pivotal moments. So we'll find out what happens next time. And until then, peace.